Anaiah's POV. The following days were the most engaged. Everyone was helping out as much as we could at the camp, and a few alphas sent supplies, others even coming to check for themselves the situation and help out. The packs were uniting, and it pleased me. Even Erickson sent my office a huge amount of money to help out, along with flowers and a flirty message. But I sensed it was only to anger my mate because Eric loves to taunt him. The animosity between our packs has been minimal, with no fights. We are sitting in King Leandre's office with a few neighboring alphas, and I was pleased that Alpha Erickson came too. This is the first time he's willingly attending the Alphas conference. What are we going to do in the situation? From what you've told us, this sorcerer is coming for us, our city, says Alpha Jamal. We need to take him out before they attack. That way we can reduce the number of casualties. Another raises, and they agree. But how? The new alpha of the Raven Pack? Mary asks. We need to find the Werebear Pack and attack them. Our spies have tried to find the location. However, there is a spell protecting their routes, and they end up getting lost or at the beach. My brother thinks they are somewhere near the coast. And besides, the Werebears are not our enemy. It's the wizard, reminds Mary. But they attacked us. They were forced to by the sorcerer, I say. They turn to me and I tell them what Samantha told me word by word. They have different expressions on their face. How many rogues does this amicus have? Already there are thousands of werebears. They are a lot, and we need to prepare. Watch each other's back and always be ready to help out when needed. Alpha, start training your people. Anyone who can fight should, Leandra says in an authoritative tone. What about the refugees you let into the city gates? Isn't it dangerous? Asks Erickson. Trust me, causing problems is the last thing they want. All they care for is a safe sanctuary. They are not even allowed to leave their assigned camp territories, I tell him. Still, I think this is leaving the packs of the city vulnerable to intruders. What if they are spies or... Would you rather they are outside the city wall, Alpha Erickson? Alpha Mary snappily asks, her eyebrows creasing. I've learned that she is very smart and an efficient businesswoman. Of course not. That would be too insensitive, I think. Alpha Erickson looks into her eyes and I smile. Good then. She smiles tightly. I can tell that Erickson is impressed by her. Well, I suggest they go in packs, Alpha, Caleb starts, but he's interrupted by Leon. No, we are not separating packs. We have given them enough land to build and develop into small packs. Indeed, as we are having this meeting, building supplies are reaching new territories and their leaders are doing their hardest to get the job done. As for Samantha, she's getting help directly from my brother as the territory they were given is close to the Sunset Lycan Pack, and he's fond of her and her of him. But he asks a lot about Princess Scarlet. I wonder why could it be his mate? Anaiah was true to her word about helping around and has been supplying necessities to the refugees, and her mate has been helping greatly with the construction of the pack houses, because that is his line of work. After concluding the meeting, I was left with my mate. He gestures for me to go to him, and I get up, but almost lose my balance as darkness took over for a second. He was in front of me in a second. Anna, are you all right? He asks, checking my temperature. I'm fine. Just felt woozy for a moment. You don't look well. I'm calling the doctor. He takes out his phone, but I snatch it from him. Babe, relax for me. I skipped breakfast. It's nothing serious. He sighs and carries me out of his office bridal style. He takes me to the parking lot where his car is and drives us to a resort. Leon, why are we here? We could have gotten some food at the cafeteria. I pout, and he kisses me. No, after breakfast. I'm leaving you at the spa to relax, he tells me sternly. But I have a load of work, and I need to check on Samantha and Imari, for he doesn't let me finish. Anna, no work today. You are going to relax and do what girls your age like. What do girls my age do? I chuckle. I don't know. Shop, relax, drink, and be wild? You want me to go drinking? I ask, amused. You know what I mean. I decide not to fight him on this. My mate meant what he said about leaving me hereafter. Nevertheless, if I'm to have a spa day, it won't feel right without Arya, so I called her to join me, and she was thrilled because she has been busy to have any time to herself. Hi, hun. I kissed her cheek. She came with a gorgeous pregnant lady with enchanting long hair and flawless dark skin. Hello, Queen Anaiah. My name is Rosario. I smiled and took her hand, shaking it. I escorted Rosa to the clinic for checkups, and we were together when we called. I hope you don't mind that she is here. Not at all. So are you girls ready for the best day ever? I ask, raising my arms in the air. The two ladies squeal and we go to the spa. Haven, Rosario is friendly and witty. She and Arya seem to get along well. Ladies, are you ready for your massage? The girls attending to us ask. After more minutes of pampering ourselves, we allow the girls to guide us to a round room made of glass, and we lay on the bed. Being pregnant is both awesome and appalling, like I'm horny all the time. She laughs, moaning as the masseuse works on her tense muscles. I can never imagine, we say in unison. Rosario sits up and squints her eyes at me. What do you mean? I was thinking you were pregnant. Anaiah's POV. This is interesting, smirks Arya. With a wave of her hand, everyone leaves the room. The color was leaving my skin and tears welled in my eyes as I touched my stomach. I shook my head in denial. We didn't plan this, and my mate vividly told me we shouldn't have kids now, so I took the pill, and I'm fucking 19. I was panicking at this point. I stood up and paced the room. Are you sure she's pregnant? I can tell from her skin and choice of food are very familiar to the ones I had. I might be wrong, though. Rosario shrugs. When last did you have your menstrual period? Asks Arya. I squint my eyes, actually remembering that I didn't get my cycle last month. Lately we've been so busy that I didn't even realize fuck. I stare blankly at Arya. She covers her mouth with her hand, inhaling. You'll be fine, I promise, she assures me. I nod and hug her. However, we had to be sure, so we wore our clothes and go to the nearest pharmacy. My hands were shaking as I reached to grab the pregnancy test. We went to the bathroom and I peed on the test. The minutes ticked by slowly as we waited. The results were out, and it was positive. Oh, Lord. These things are not too reliable. I suggest we take another. The girls only nodded. Arya passes the second test, and the results are the same. That's it, Anaiah. You're pregnant. Oh my God. I'm going to be an aunt. She spread her hand widely and grinned at me. I forced myself to smile, but tears rolled down my face. Relax, Anaiah. A child is a blessing, and even though we didn't plan for this, I'm sure he'll love it. Congratulations, Luna. Rosario hugged me quickly, and I looked at her belly. We stayed in the pharmacy for a while, because I had no strength in me. You'll be all right. Our mate won't be as ecstatic because he'll fear for us, but he will come around, my wolf. Shallow assures me. Thanks. As Arya talked about how much she will spoil the baby, my mind trailed to my mate. I hope his reaction won't be too bad. We reached the castle and entered, going straight to the kitchen. Luna, the chefs and assistants bowed and greeted us. I haven't been here in a while. I went to the pantry to see if I can make some snacks for us, but Maggie, the head chef, followed. Luna, are you looking for something? I can get it for you. Please just tell me, she smiled. It is all right, Maggie. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'll know when I see it. Arya and Rosario sat on the island, watching me like a bee. I opened the drawers and picked out the flour and everything I needed to make chocolate chip cookies. I put my hair in a bun and wear my apron. Washing my hands, I started to mix the flour while I eat berries from a plate. I baked as many as I could and just as I liked them, soft and chewy. I gave some to the girls who ate with pure gusto. I was proud. I sat with them and ate with them, however. I loved the berries, so I ate more of them. Arya, please don't tell your brother about, you know what. I want to be the one to, I told her, not wanting to speak about the pregnancy in front of the staff. You guys are keeping secrets from the one man you love most. Harsh, Rosario smirks. It's not a secret. I'll take my take sharing, I inform her, and we stare at Arya. She looks at us sheepishly and shrugs. I'll take my time sharing as well, touch. It was already late, so I got a plate of cookies and bid the ladies good night. I opened the door and Leon smiled and walked over to me. Baby, I miss you. Did you have fun? He hugs me and I wrap my arms around my waist. I pulled away from him slightly and look up at him. He smiles again. Why are you all happy about? Can't I just adore and miss you? He retorts. We interlocked our fingers and he takes me to the salon. He pulls me down on his lap. I baked cookies. Wanna try? I ask. He nods and gets one from the plate, eating it with a frown. I know he doesn't like sweet food. We sat silently and he engulfed me in a hug. We were feeling peaceful, and he kept inhaling my scent. Your scent is exciting my Lycan, he whispers, and starts to kiss my neck. My chest was raising higher as he continued. His fingers trailed to touch my pussy, and I spread my legs widely for him. Wet, he whispers. I smiled and turned around. I cupped his face and looked into his lustful gaze. I gasp lightly when he tears my thong and thrusts in me with his fingers. I push my hips against him as he continues, and I kiss his neck. I feel his huge erection against my thigh. I moan. He tears my dress in half, leaving my breasts exposed. He caresses the skin around them lightly, before taking my nipple in his mouth, making me moan. Move your fingers. I hold his wrist, and he chuckles against my skin. His movements are so fast, and I'm panting. I wanted more. I need more. Leon! I scream as I reach my orgasm. I was breathing heavily and I get off him, removing his shorts and getting on my knees. I take his dick in my mouth and twirl my tongue. He slams back on the sofa with a pleasurable grunt. I keep pleasing him, and he clutches my hair desperately. Loud moans escaping his mouth as his pleasure builds, and with a growl, he releases in me. I smile and get up, eyeing him and caressing his bare chest. He is grinning. I position myself on his shaft and lower myself down. I close my eyes as I take in his size, and I sigh in satisfaction. I push my hips and he grips my waist. You're beautiful, you know, he says as we move. I smile and kiss him. The kiss sensual, and I don't stop moving on top of him. I can tell that he's about to come, and I move slowly just to tease him. He growls at me, biting my collarbone. Horny dog. I give him another kiss and get back on the fast pace. His breathing is irregular, and he holds me tighter against him as he comes. His body is shaking. Anna, I wrap my arms around his shoulder and close my eyes. Is this the right time to tell him that we are expecting a pup? I look up at him, and he gives me a tiny smile, kissing my forehead. His eyebrows crease. Baby, is everything all right? I only smile and nod. I'll find the perfect time to him, not tonight. I was at the Sunset Pack, helping my brother learn more about his mate. Now more than ever, he's sure that it's Princess Scarlet. I think we should try to talk to her through the link, I suggest. He frowns. I've been trying to do that for weeks, he sighs, putting away the book he was reading. The door to the library opens, and Samantha walks in, bowing. She's a bit cheerful these days, the elder in my pack tells me as we descend from the same ancestors. She informs us that would explain a lot about the connection we feel. She takes a seat next to me, and I hold her hand. Our great-grandfathers were cousins, she starts, inhaling and smiling. There was something lovely about meeting Samantha. It was like finding a missing part of our small family, and it brought me great joy. Enrique felt the same way. Her pack, the White Moon, was a branch of the Crest pack, which was our original pack. But because of a feud between the cousins over a love interest, the White Moon Alpha took them up north, and the two packs didn't keep in touch. I was smiling and crying. I pulled her in a hug, and Enrique joined us in the hug. I spend the whole day with my family, and we visit the new white pack being built. The members are really helpful. Their pack house is not finished yet, so they are staying in huge tents. While my brother and Samantha talk about the plan, I go under a huge tree where the children are playing games. Hello, kids. They stop playing and incline their necks to me. Good afternoon. Luna, are you having fun? Yes. I join them in their games. The children are such a joy to be around, and they soothe the soul. Too lost in our frolickings, I didn't realize I was being watched. I snapped my head in a distance and realized Alpha Erickson was looking at me. He approached me with a smile and crouched. Hello, beautiful, I frowned. When I didn't answer, he greeted the kids and they responded. What are you doing here? I ask, getting to my feet. I wipe the back of my jeans. He gets up and extends his hand to me. Please walk with me. I have something to say. I looked around and nodded, walking beside him. What did you want to tell me? Aren't you enjoying this? Us walking together and loving this company. I stop in my tracks. If this is why you requested to talk, then we have nothing to discuss, Alpha Erickson. I snap. He grabs my waist just as I turn to walk away from him. Congratulations. I stare at him blankly. For what? You're going to be a mother, he says in a monotone, his eyes having a faraway look, yet his staring into my spheres. I swallow and he retracts his hand. How does he know about this? I didn't even tell my brother. How did you know that? So it's true. He is sad. I have a seer. She predicted it. I raise my eyebrows. Seers are very uncommon. How does he have one? Care to share what else this seer said? I cross my arms against my chest. Erickson wasn't being hostile towards me, but I was pissed with him. Are these the hormones people talk about when you're pregnant? Your child will be great and will rule over all shifters if it lives. My heart dropped inside my chest and my wolf growled. What do you mean if it lives? You're in danger, Anaiah, he simply says. We walk further. I didn't know how I felt. Why was I in danger and from who? Enrique mentioned that wizards are after royal blood. You need to be safe. We have to keep you safe because if Amicus has you, he'll have the power of command to rule over all wolves, he informs me. My heart was beating fast, even though I tried to seem unaffected by this in front of Erickson. My brother, both of you, but especially you, as a female, well, I guess you know your history, he sighs, not wanting to indulge. We come to a pond, and I sit at the edge, watching the fish in it. Members here are interested in fish farming, so they want to do it on a larger scale. Don't seem vexed that I'm pregnant, I say. He snorts and sits next to me. I'm jealous that you get to carry his baby, not mine. Leandre always seems to have it easier than me. I open my mouth to speak, but he raises his hand, so I let him continue. Anna, I'm in love with you and my feelings just can't go away so easily. But as the seers said, I should learn to accept that the Moon Mother put you in his path for the great of our people, he says. Leandre, didn't mean to hurt your sister. And as for your parents, I'll be the first to say I'm sorry if the Lavistas didn't. I tell him. He nods. I know Leon's not to blame, but it was easier just blaming someone for it. And as for my father, I hated him. He confesses, and I tilt my neck to look at him. Then why does he hold a grudge against the Lavesta family? My father was a harsh man who abused us for years. He betrayed my mother even though she was his mate. He looked at me for a long time and sighed as he started to tell me his story. A story not many knew. The real Erickson Jones, not the one people knew as power-hungry. Not the man that threatened to take me from my mate. But he was opening up, and I was glad that he trusted me enough to tell it. Alpha Erickson's POV. Years earlier. "You're so weak," shouted my father. We were treated in the arena, but my trainer bested me. "Sir, I think the boys are improving well. Especially Erickson," said Lee. He was my trainer, and he considered me a son, often. He defended me from my father's vicious punishments. "Get out, Lee. My son and I need to talk," he ordered in his alpha voice. Lee gave me a sympathetic expression before leaving me with the monster. I was getting up when he suddenly hit me hard with his leg. My vision was blurry, but my father didn't like it when I stayed down. I forced myself up, and he landed another kick on my head. "Stop it! You're hurting my brother." Little Jacob was running towards us, angry tears flowing down his face, and I shook my head, telling him to go back. Father didn't seem to care that my young brother was watching as he beat me to a pulp. He had no love for us in his heart. "Stop, Father, please." Jacob was trying to push him from me, but he shoved him so hard that he landed on the floor with a thud. Blood trickled down his nose, and I saw red. My wolf took over, and I jumped at my father, landing a few hits on him, but he managed to subdue me. He was strong. "How was I given such weak, pathetic sons?" he growled, looking between us. He didn't care that my brother was coughing and bleeding on the floor. "How are we supposed to overthrow La Vista or his heir if you can't even get up?" "Eric, you need to be stronger than the enemy," he reminded me. Ever since I could talk, I was told that the Lavistas were our enemies. They took away what was rightfully ours, but one day, we shall take it back. Father fueled my hatred for the Lavistas, because if they didn't take what was his, he wouldn't be a crazy man, and my family wouldn't suffer his abuse. "Go clean yourselves and prepare for dinner," he sneered, leaving the room. I got to my feet and rushed to my brother. His face was bruised. "Why did you do that?" I scolded as I carried him to the infirmary. He started crying again. "He was beating you again." "Jacob, we were training. Father just lost his temper because I failed a task," I told him, but he wasn't buying it. For an 11-year-old, he was very protective of me. I put him in the doctor's office, and the old man just sighed. He doesn't even ask before starting to clean his wounds. "Child, you shouldn't go into the training arena when your father is there," he tells Jacob while eyeing me. Everyone in the pack knew how rough and unkind my father was, but they couldn't do anything. He was their alpha. We suffered greatly under that man. The only person who didn't suffer was our sister, little Sansa, because she was the youngest. The door to the doctor's office opens, and my heart skips a bit at the girl that entered. Savannah, the doctor's daughter. She was wearing one of her sky blue dresses that complemented her fair skin perfectly, and her deep red wavy hair was perfect. She blushed when she notices me staring and bowed shyly to me before going to her father's side. Savannah is the most beautiful girl in the pack, but maybe my judgment has to do with the fact that I'm in love with her. She doesn't know it yet, and I couldn't pursue a relationship with her, because if father found out, I'll be in trouble, and he might use her against me. "Savvy, sweetheart, can you help me in cleaning the young alpha's wound?" asks her father gently. We lock gazes, and she's forced to tear hers away. "Okay," she says, getting cotton. My Lycan was howling as she came closer, and her citric scene was driving me bonkers. Damn! I've suspected for a long time that she was my mate. I flinched when I felt something burn on the cut above my brows, and her movements halted. I'm sorry. Did I hurt you? I smiled lightly and she sighed. She continued treating my wounds, all while blowing on them. My eyes focused on her. She moved gracefully like a ballerina, and when she blinked, it felt like it was minutes. The whole world fell away whenever she was in my presence, and it was blissful. Savannah, savvy, salve, my Lycan practiced, and I inwardly smile. I'm done now, Eric, her gentle voice said. She was assessing my face. I nodded and thanked her. Jacob, ready to go? My brother knew I loved Savannah, so he wanted to buy me more time with her. Doc, can I get a milkshake at the cafeteria first? He asks. I nodded and the doctor escorted him out. I could feel Savannah's heart pounding now that we were alone. Did I make her nervous? Does she like me? I needed to say something to her, but my lips were sealed shut. Say something, Eric, growled my Lycan. Like what? I was panicking and her eyes watched me with amusement. Her lips parted slightly and her chocolate eyes slanted in amusement. Do you have something to say? She asks, sitting on her father's desk. I failed my physics assignment. I cussed myself as soon as I said, and she chuckled. Her laughter was the sweetest melody in my ear, and I watched with a smile. Don't worry, I can tutor you on the coming topic, she said, and my excitement doubled. I will spend more time with her. When? Is tomorrow all right? I asked. No, my cousin Mary is visiting me. How about on Wednesday? She smiled. The door opened, and Jacob gave me a sorry look, but I just ruffled his hair. Thanks, Doc, Savannah. I nodded and turned on my heel. I held the doorknob when she called. Young Alpha, please be careful and take it easy with training. I will. See you around, Sav, I said, and opened the door. I heard her squeal, and I smiled at my brother. She likes me. All the girls like you. Eric, yet I only want one. Savannah Agatha Riaco. Dinners were dreadful with my father, and we were tense. My mother was a perfect example of a weak woman blinded by societal norms, being the perfect Luna and holding the picture-perfect family image, despite coming from a family of influence. She didn't want to leave our father in fear that people will gossip and think of her as a failure. I begged her to reject him every time she felt the mate's betrayal, but she wasn't brave enough for that, not even for us. Hello, family. I have some exciting news, my father announces, kissing my mother's cheek. What now? Father seemed happy, and he announced that he had news. However, he didn't share it with us, as he was mind-linking someone. Oh, my love, you look beautiful. How was your day? He asked, kissing Mother's cheek. He only acknowledged us with a nod and sat. What news do you want to share? They plan to give me a seat at the council. Finally, it's long overdue, beamed Mother. The rest of dinner we ate in silence. I was dreading going to bed. During the nights, I hated morning because I had to go training. But after that, I didn't see my father for the rest of the day until dinner. On the day of my 18th birthday, my mother threw me a grand party, and it is where I confirmed my suspicions about Savannah being my mate. Hello, mate, I waved. A few of her friends were standing behind her, squealing and leaping in joy. However, she didn't know we were mates because she was still 17 years old. I wanted to claim her, mark her for all to see that she was mine. Before I could even approach her, a voice cheered behind me. Happy birthday, my SON. I turned around and came face to face with my father. He was in a better mood lately. He stopped speaking about overthrowing the La Vista and was focused on Mom. That was weird, but I didn't question it. I was scared I might jinx it, so we all went with the floor. Thanks, Dad. He threw me a key to a vintage car that I loved. My father was finally given a seat on the council, which he wanted so much, which I now hold as his successor. A few months followed, and my mate's birthday was coming. I was excited because now our Lycans would connect, but nothing happened. I didn't think much of it, and we continued dating, living in pure bliss with Save. "I love you so much," she'd tell me, always, and I knew that. On her 21st birthday, I prepared a picnic date for her, and we celebrated it together. But at midnight, she started acting strange and her body started shaking. The earthquakes around us, and her eyes were a beautiful hazel with golden circles, the circles of a witch. Sav fainted as soon as the earthquake stopped, and I carried her to her room. I didn't know how to react, so I called her parents, who explained to me that Savannah is not their real daughter. Her real father was my wife's cousin. One night he came to us with an infant in a basket, begging us to take her in as our own. And we did after he told us that her mother is a dark witch who wanted to raise Savvy in her dark magic. "So you raised her as a Lycan?" "Yes. Before leaving, her father cast a spell to entrap her magic and give her a stronger shifter scent to fit in," her mother explained. "Does Savannah know all this?" I ask. "Yes, young Alpha. We didn't hide anything from her. I was hurt that my mate didn't trust me enough to keep her secret, but I understood where she was coming from. Witches and Lycans are not friendly towards each other. She was scared I'd reject her." I made my way upstairs to her room and found that she was awake, hyperventilating. "I'm sorry for not telling you, Eric." She was a crying mess and her perfect hair was disheveled. The once neat and beautifully decorated room was appalling because the furniture was broken and things were levitating. Her body was shaking violently. "Forgive me for not telling you sooner. I was scared you'd leave me," she sniffled. "Calm down." I reached out to touch her, and everything was calm, so just like her touch. Mine soothed her as well. "Don't cry, please," I whispered, and she nodded, sitting back on her bed. But she had a grimace the whole time. One thing about Savvy is that she is neat and can't stay in a dirty environment. I extended my hand and she took it. I took her to the balcony while I mind-linked some omegas to clean her princess bedroom. We sat in silence until she spoke. "You'll reject me, won't you?" Tears welled in her eyes, and I wiped them. "No, honey. I love you, witch or not," I assured her. "What about the pack? They can't accept a witch, Luna," she sighed. I engulfed her in a hug and held her close. "The moon goddess has her reasons for pairing us, hence they shall accept it. Your father," I kissed her exposed neck, and a shiver went down her back. My father had changed all of a sudden, and I found out why. He got himself a gem, a seer. Whatever she assured him of the future, he listened, so he stopped being a menace. "I don't think he'll care too much, but we'll tell him about it." I smiled, and I was right. My father didn't react badly to the news. He was intrigued that we were paired. Months passed by, and Sav and I lived the best life. We traveled and worked well together. She worked at the North General Hospital, and I helped my father growl that company. In a few years, we shall be Alpha and Luna of the North Pack. One day, she and a few members of our pack hospital staff were helping our allies, the Raven Moon Pack, after a massive attack they suffered. I remember receiving a call that she was dead. A few wizards suddenly attacked them, and to save everyone, she gave herself up to them. Those dark witches killed and threw her body in the waterfalls for magical practice. I hunted the witches down with the help of my brother, and we killed them mercilessly. I became a madman with grief and anger. The following years were a blur. I worked tirelessly and didn't even see the world around me. I was my father's perfect, strong alpha male he always wanted. One day, my father came to my office, telling me that he wanted to be the Lycan King, that his time had come. But I was against it. I managed to drive the idea out of his head for a short while. Everyone moved on except me. Jacob gained popularity and great status among the pack, and Sansa had already grown into a fine young lady and started dating Leandre La Vista. Even though our parents disapproved of the relationship, until he left her in search of his true mate. My sister had an unhealthy obsession with him. She became depressed and later died. Father, in anger, thought it was the sign he was waiting for to challenge King Mike LaVista to death, and it didn't end well for him. The pack mourned for months. 3 members of the Alpha's family had lost their lives in a space of 5 months. I missed Sav so much during those times, and I thought it wouldn't get better, but there came Anaiah Altamirano. I wanted her, and in my mind, it was Savannah who sent her to me. But she was Leandre's, and I was determined to have her until the seer saw a glimpse of the future. Now I have to train myself to stop loving her like I did Savannah Agatha. Anaiah's POV. I exhaled as Erickson finished telling me his story. Something was unwinding about it, and I saw him in a different light. He was a victim, and his hate for the LaVistas was fueled by his father, and nurtured every day. He was a child, and hating them became a habit. However, something about his story didn't add up like his mate. Savannah, why didn't they find her body? Did she die? Savannah, are you sure he's dead? He glanced at me and nodded. I felt the bond break between us. Erickson was still hurting with the loss of his mate. After all, we can't completely let go of the ones we have. I don't dream about her anymore, at least until I met you. That's why I wanted you badly. I would have done anything to keep you, he says. This seer, does she see into the future? I ask. Yes. She warned my father not to go against Mike LaVista. Look what happened. And now she warned me, and I decide to listen. I don't want to end up like my father. That is not the legacy I want to leave. We stayed quiet for a while. My hands and feet were getting cold suddenly. It was about to rain. Noticing this, Alpha Erickson removed the coat he was wearing and put it over my shoulders. I wrapped it tighter to me, and he smiled. We should take shelter. He helped me up, and we went to Samantha's tent. I might have looked really cold because she immediately rushed to the cooker to put on hot water for tea. I sat next to my brother on the huge white sofa. Anya, are you all right? Just a little cold. My brother eyed Alpha Erickson maliciously, but he stood up, helping Sammy with the tea. We sat inside the warm tent, sipping on our tea. I like your tent. It's girly, I told Sammy. It had a huge white fur carpet, a large white sofa across the bed, and a table. In another section was a mini kitchen. Thanks. I was trying to make it look like the room I left at home. I smiled, going to lie on the bed. Samantha joined me, and we stayed silent while the men drank liquor and played chess. They were good. At some point, I drifted to sleep as we waited for the rain to stop. I was in an unknown forest, looking for my mate. Hello there, a sultry voice spoke. My heart skipped, and I turned around. My eyes meet beautiful, dark, chocolate ones. Yet I couldn't see the woman's face, only her eyes and thin cherry lips. I panicked, looking around frantically for someone. It's a dream. No one is coming. In here, I control everything. I tried to wake myself up from this weird dream, but I couldn't. I tried to run, but my legs were stuck between roots. Who are you? I asked sternly. Agatha, that's my name. I think. My breath shudders as the dark shadow approaches. Trees were growing around her and roses, and thorns appeared on branches. It was mesmerizing to watch. What are you? I ask. I'm an earth witch, silly, she giggled. I tried to take a good look at her face, but I couldn't see anything. I used magic to trap you. I've been trying to see you for a while, but you and your wolf are strong. My magic wasn't getting through. I exhaled. Are you a good or a bad witch, Agatha? She hummed, staying silent for a while. I don't know. Her eyes darted to the tree with roses and thorns. But Mom says I'm a dark witch, and you? I'm not sure, Anaiah. I think I've forgotten. Then why did you bring me here? I was curious about you. Amachus wants you badly. I gasp. This woman is working for the Dark Wizard, I growled, and fought to free my legs from the roots holding me down. Let me fucking out. No, then show yourself, I demanded. No. Her voice was surprisingly gentle and almost enchanting. Tell the wizard that he shall never have me. I'll kill all of you, I sneered. Suddenly, like snakes, the roots crawled on my body fast, long, thick vines wrapped around my arms, squeezing me tightly. Don't threaten us. Anna, you're just a child, and no matter how gifted you are, we are more powerful. Her voice was calm but cold. It scared me. Like she could snap her fingers and squeeze the life out of me, my heart pounded at the thought. I was carrying a life inside me. I closed my eyes, gathering my inner strength. I closed my eyes and called upon my wolf to help me move the roots trapping me. My hands were free on either side, so put strength on my wrist to scatter the vines away. I wanted to follow her, to see her face, but she snapped her fingers. I don't know how you did that, but in here, I'm the queen. The roots appeared again, keeping me in place. A sweet chuckle resonated again, and another woman's voice called, Daughter? Oh fuck. I gotta go. See you soon. Anaiah Altamirano. Suddenly, the roots were untangling themselves around me and following the dark shadow. Someone was shaking me, and my eyes finally opened, and I was met with their worried gazes. I met a witch in my dreams. They looked at me stunned as I told them what happened. As I went home, I couldn't stop thinking about the witch in my dream. I closed my eyes and leaned against the car seat. We are home, Jake announced, opening the car door for me. I smiled and patted his back. Thanks. I was happy to enter the castle's main room. My mate, Dan, Arya, Jack, and 3 other warriors were there, drinking and playing music. They turned it into an elegant club. It was such a sight. Leandra's eyes darted in my direction, and he stood up and kissed my lips. Deeply. Hi, baby. I smiled against his lips. He put his forehead against mine. My Anaiah. He suddenly stiffened and pulled away. His brows crumpled. Why do I smell Erickson on you? He all but growled. I raised my hands to touch him, but he revolted me. The room stayed silent, and tears welled in my eyes. I inhaled and realized I was still wearing Erickson's coat. I removed it and threw it at a distance from me, and my mate glared at it. Tears ran down my face, and his features softened, probably from seeing me cry. Don't growl at her like that, Leon. She's your mate, scolded Arya, coming to me. My hands were shaking and I felt emotional. After what happened with the witch, all I wanted to do was come back and let my mate hold me and comfort me. I wiped my tears and speak with difficulty. Alpha Erickson came to the new White Moon pack to bring some supplies, and we saw each other. It was raining heavily, and that's how he gave me his coat. Anaiah. I didn't mean to. I only raised my hand to stop him. Excuse me. I have a headache. I'll go to rest. I turned on my heel and go upstairs. I went to the shower and opened the hot water, forgetting to remove my clothes. I stood there for a long time until I felt huge arms wrapped around me. My mate's scent filled my nostrils and tears poured out of my eyes. He came in front of me to hug me, and I wrapped my arms around me. Baby, are you all right? He asked. I didn't answer, and he didn't ask again, just holding me as long as I want. He wraps a huge white towel around me and guides me to the walk-in closet. I sit on my vanity table as he searches for clothes for me. He removes my clothes and gives me warm pajamas. His kindness made me smile. After changing, we go to the bedroom, lying on the bed, and he is holding me close to him. I'm sorry for reacting the way I did. I should tame my anger. It's all right, Leandra. Don't just respond without understanding reason, I sigh. He holds me tighter and kisses my hair. Hypothetically speaking, if I got pregnant, is that how you'll react? His body goes rigid. You are not pregnant, and besides, you are on a pill, right? I don't answer, just close my eyes and lean closer to his warmness. The next day, Leon took me to the countryside 2 hours from home for a picnic. He planned everything well. On the soft green grass was a mat with a basket of food and champagne. I sat down and sighed, and he gave me a sandwich, and after we ate, he poured the champagne into 2 glasses. I was questioning drinking in my condition, but did. Just 1 glass, I told myself. I laid my head on his lap, and he stroked my hair as we talked about life. Everything that happened when we met and to the future. Leandra wants to show me the world. He has all these huge plans for us, and none of which involves kids. My heart spewed badly at that. I felt like I'd be disappointing him for having this baby. I absent-mindedly touched my belly, looking in the distance. What about you? Which places do you want to see? He asks. I've never left the supernatural realm. Greece, I heard it's nice, I tell him, and he nods. We shall go there when all this chaos is over. What else? Everywhere, I shrugged. He bends down and kisses my lips. I raise my arm to caress his stubble beard with my fingers. I'd go anywhere as long as you're there with me, Leon. He kisses the hand that was caressing him, and I smile. We discuss a while longer until I change the topic. If we were to have kids, what will you name them? If it's a girl, I'd name her Anaiah, he says. I slap his shoulder. No, not my name. Pick another. He thinks for a while and smiles. Eudora, he says. I squint my eyes. That's such a beautiful name. What does it mean? It means a generous gift, because a child will be your gift to me. A part of you, a product of our love. He whispers. My heart warmed up and I smiled. What about a boy? What would you name him? Nicholas. I stare at him for a while. I like that name. He is feeding me grapes while I ask him more questions when he suddenly hovers over me. I yelp, looking around. Is he crazy? This is a public area and anyone can enter. However, he doesn't care. He pins my hands over my head as I was pushing him off me and starts to kiss me softly, his tongue exploring my mouth until he starts to go lower. His dick was hard and I bite his lower lips. Babe, someone will come. The park is closed for us. Damn, there is no stopping him now. He pulls down my pants and aligns himself at my entrance. Leandra pushes his hard erection into me, and my body vibrates at the goodness of it all. Fuck, I moan. My legs lock around his waist, and he pushes in and out of me slowly, my voice getting higher as the sweetness of our lovemaking surpasses my senses. Leandre is passionate and gentle, making me cry and beg for him. He makes love to me while looking into my eyes. My fingers grip his back, digging into his flesh as soft moans escape my lips. Our erratic breathing is what is heard. He interlocks our fingers and bends down to kiss my lips, biting my lips a little. My hips move against him as I get close to my release. Leandre, as always, praises me softly, whispering sweet words in my ears and making me want him more. His voice is making my pussy wetter for him. He kisses my shoulder and neck, biting his mark, and I moan loudly. Our movements are as gentle and calm as a river miles from us. Our hearts beat in accord with our counterparts. Leon. Oh, baby. Yes, my voice got louder and louder until I reached my pinnacle, and soon after, with a satisfied groan, he releases in me. He stays still for seconds longer, and I wrap my arms around him. I love you, Anna. As do I I whisper. We roll over and lifts me on top of him. We are silent in our bliss. You have to tell him, Anna, Shala reminds. I know, and I planned to today, but we were enjoying this time to ourselves and didn't want to interrupt this. I will when we get home, promise. Our ride home from the countryside was delightful. My mate had his hand up my inner thigh the whole way as he drives. And since I was in a playful, I kept arousing him purposely. He had a huge bulge in his pants and he cussed. Fuck, baby, he mutters as I caress his chest. I smile sheepishly at him. What? I'm just touching my mate. Since when is it a crime? Can you do more than touch then? I laugh and skillfully get over to the driver's seat, straddling him. Leandre didn't stop driving as I rocked my hips against him. I successfully pulled his pants down took his hard dick. I moved up and down sensually, erotically, just to drive him crazy. He was driving so he wanted a quickie, but not on my watch. My hips were rotating slowly, and he growled and cussed at how good it was. I was nibbling his neck and bouncing on him when the car came to an abrupt stop with a screeching sound. He gripped my waist tightly. Faster, he murmurs, kissing my throat. I smiled and nodded, moving faster and wildly. He was going crazy as I was. I've never had sex in the car before, and it felt exhilaratingly good. Our voices of pleasure filled up the car, and I came undone. I moved more frantically, and he did with a long grunt. We were looking into each other's eyes when we heard a knock at the window. It was a traffic cop. Are we in trouble? I asked, worriedly. We kinda aren't supposed to park here, he answers. The officer knocked again, and I got off his lap, taking my seat back and fixing my disheveled hair. Leon rolled the window down. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Do you know why I pulled you over? He asked, looking between us. Wrong parking spot? He answered as I questioned, and the cop nodded. Yes, and speeding. Can you show me your license and registration, please? Leon got some documents from the dashboard to show him. The man gasped as he read out my mate's name and bowed. King Leandre La Vista. Sir, I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? My mate asked, his brows creasing. For approaching you, sir. Don't apologize for doing your job, and sorry for my reckless driving. My wife here was? He searched for words, glancing at me. The young cop was flustered and scratched the back of his neck. Good evening, Luna. He didn't look at me. Good evening, officer, I waved. We are sorry for this, I said. He nodded and let us go with a warning. We laughed and played music the whole way to the castle. Reaching home, he opened the car door for me and I got out, thanking him for an amazing day with a kiss. He held my hand and went inside, our fingers interlocked. Good evening, Alpha, Luna, and Omega greeted us with glee. Hello, Jane. Luna, this envelope is addressed to you. I shared a glance with Leon as I received it from her hands. It said General Hospital. Fuck. There was a time when my mate took me there for physical tests, but it was 3 weeks ago before I learned I was pregnant. It must be from the tests you took, he says, guiding me upstairs. Does it show that I'm pregnant? I innocently put the brown envelope on the bedstand table and started to undress. My mate watched me intently. Aren't you opening that? No. It was a long time, and I'm honestly feeling better. I shrugged, going to the closet, and he followed. Better? Baby, your skin is pale. Your eyes are sunken, and just yesterday, you were barfing, he says, concern laced in his words. Goddess, he does notice all those details. I've been trying to keep my morning sickness from him for so long. He was holding the envelope towards me. I smiled tightly and nervously. Okay, can I just change? I wear a big sweater and leggings. I follow him into the bedroom and open the envelope with shaking hands. This is not how I wanted him to find out. I throw the envelope on the floor. Leon, I want to talk to you. I inhale. He looks at the envelope I threw, then nods. He motions me to sit on his lap, and I do. What is it, Anaiah? He is stroking my hair. Please don't get mad at me. Tell me, baby. Leon, I'm pregnant. I'm sorry. I know we didn't plan this, I say. He's frozen. I stand up from his lap and watch him. He puts an index finger under his chin. You're what? I'm pregnant. 3 weeks. Are you kidding me, Anaiah? He burst, tears now rolling down my cheeks. He's angry, really pissed. Leon, I forgot to get my injection. Oh, goddess. Anna, he shouts, throwing a vase against the wall, and I jump. No, goddess, no. It can't. I can't fucking lose you, he chants. I tried to go closer to him, but he growls and I freeze. Leandra storms out of the room and I follow suit. Leon, don't walk away from me, I order. I flinch at that command and he stops, astonished. He turns to me and puts his hands on my shoulders, unable to say a word, so I speak. I'm scared too. Please don't leave me. I cry. He looks into my eyes and his expression softens. I just need some time to think. I'll be back. His voice is gentle and he goes through the door. I still follow, and to my surprise, it's raining heavily. I slipped at the entrance and fall into the ground. I slowly pick myself up, searching in the direction my mate went with my eyes. I wandered to the maze and sit on the bench. I sat in the rain, sobbing bitterly. Minutes or hours had gone by. Someone put an umbrella over me, but I didn't look up to see who. You'll get sick. Let's go inside, came Arya's voice. She extended her hand to me, and I took it. She didn't say a word as she helped me out of my drenching clothes and dried my hair. I was only sighing here and there afterwards. She ordered someone to bring me lemon tea that I drank quietly. We were in the salon. The modern fireplace was lit, and my gaze stuck on it, however. My mind trailed to Leandre. You should rest. No, I'm fine. I'll wait for Leon, I croak. Babe, you're dozing, and before she could say more, I stood up and walked to the bedroom. Arya tucked me in like a child and stroked my hair a few seconds before kissing my temple. Sleep well, Mama, she smiles, and I closed my eyes. Sleep came easy that night, despite what was tugging on my heart. I found myself yet in another dream. This time, I didn't panic. They were more roses than thorns on trees. Agatha! I call out. I felt the shadow before I could see the eyes, and her lips. Her aura was fighting each other, good and bad. She didn't know where she belonged. Maybe if I could get to her good side, she'll be on our team. What if she's bad? Asks Shallow. She seemed nonchalant about the witch or our situation. All she cared about was her mate. Every person has some good inside them, no matter how flawed they are. We just need to tap into that, I told her, and she exhaled. I still can't reach. Saga, so awful. She pouts. I roll my eyes and sit down. Already the vines are entwining my legs to keep me in place. The shadow is close, and I can feel her gaze on me. Hey. Hi, Anaiah. Bored again today, I see. Tell me about your city, her enchanting voice asked. Has she never been to the city? Which part of the world do they belong to? The Lycan city is humongous. It has over 50 developed packs in it, with skyscrapers and huge bridges, lights that illuminate brighter like the stars. And even when it's dark, you can't tell. Most times, I tell her. She sighed visibly. Haven't you been to the city before, Agatha? No, at least not what I remember. I can tell that Agatha doesn't know a lot about herself. and I wonder why. How old are you? I'm 30. I'm like 10 years older than you, she giggled, and I furrowed my eyebrows. How do you know my age? Amicus, I inwardly growled at that name. Agatha made me tell her more about the city, and I was happy to. I tried getting some information from her. Her coven traveled in the north a lot, and it made sense that the White Moon Pack and the Attack Packs were in those regions, and the Werbear Kingdom is there too, a little far from civilization, far from many packs. I grimaced when a vine tightened around my ankle. Why do you need these to keep me still? Aren't you strong enough to subdue me if I tried to attack you? I taunted her. She snorted. I'm the strongest witch in the coven. You'll see when we get you. We both stilled after her words, and her breath shuddered. They still wanted me for my uniquely blessed blood and power. What do you want me badly? I questioned. She didn't answer instead, snapped her fingers, and I awoke. I sat up and looked to the other side of the bed. Leon didn't come home. Or was he sleeping in another room? I got up to go and check other rooms on our floor. The castle was so quiet. And I remembered that no pack members lived in the castle anymore. It was only the betas, gammas, and the alpha family in the castle. I didn't find Leandre, so I decided to go back, but stopped when I sensed people. I looked down at the foyer, and my heart shattered. Leon was hugging a tall, red-haired woman. Tears formed in my eyes, and as if feeling my gaze on them, they looked up. The woman was Denise, and my blood boiled. However, I didn't approach them. I went to the suite and locked the door. I sat on the bed and heard soft knocks on the door. It was Leon. I didn't open the door for him immediately. Babe, open the door, he slurs. Was he drunk right now? I sniffled and crossed my arms against my chest. Anaiah'll break this door down if you don't open it. He kept begging but didn't see through with his threat. The soft barging stopped, and I lie on the bed as well. He can sleep in another room tonight. I woke when the sunshine hit my skin and got out of bed. I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth and do my routine. I was leaving for the weekend to the Sunset Pack to clear my head. I look in the mirror and scowl at my appearance. My eyes are puffy and red from all the crying I did last night, but I didn't care. I wore my royal blue pants and a white top, threw a blazer over it, and carried my designer handbag. I was still looking in the mirror when Dan called out for me. Luna, we have a situation out here. I can hear laughter. I open my door and I am dumbfounded. My mate is sleeping in a very uncomfortable sitting position, his back pressed against the wall. Jack and Dan are laughing and taking snaps of him. Brotherman has been kicked out. They laugh, however. The king is deeply asleep and snoring softly. His jet-black hair is disheveled, and some is falling on his forehead. I crouch down and caress him. He stirs a little at the sparks and opens his eyes just for a second, and smiles before closing them again. Stop laughing and help me bring him in. Please. The guys calm their hysteric laughs and take him onto the bed. Leandre continues to sleep and sits next to him, staring at him. What happened last night? Why were you with her? I have so many questions flooding my head, but staying here any longer is making me sad. So I leave to go to my family. Opening a portal, I appear in front of the huge pack house. Sister. My brother's hands were already outstretched for me, and I run into them, hugging him tightly and pouting. He pulls me away from him and lifted my face so that our eyes meet. What the fuck did he do? Enrique growls. I hit his shoulder playfully and go past him into the house. What did that Lycan mate of yours do to you? He asks. I go up the spiral staircase and look at him in the eyes. Anaiah's POV. I'm 3 weeks pregnant. He slanted back a little bit, his mouth in an O shape, and I continued to walk to my room. I knew what he was thinking, just like Leandra. They think it's dangerous for a wolf to have a royal Lycan pup. But they seem to forget that I'm a special and rare wolf, with powers of my own. Just last night, I commanded Leandre. I didn't know I could command a king. The most powerful Lycan in the realm. And Leandre is freaking out like a little bitch, he says, lying next to me. We are both facing the ceiling. Hey! Respect my mate, but, yep. Does he even know that you are more powerful than anyone? Maybe even more powerful than him, because you're female? He says, amused. I smile. Every day, I feel the power within me grow, and my telekinesis is outlandish. I react very strongly and use it, unintentionally. I explain what has been happening lately with my powers, and he is impressed. It's the baby, Anna, the hormones, and you're growing, and so are your powers. I rub my belly and turn to face him. My baby, your baby will be so powerful. I'm scared for the world, he laughed. But sister, you need to tame them, especially under the full moon. I did read that they grow and cause damage, hence I have to stay with my mate that time. I want to buy clothes. I stretch out my hand and he looks at it. I need to forget what happened with Leandre and erase that image I saw in the foyer. Him hugging another woman. I text Sammy, and in 20 minutes, she comes happily. I show her the card, and she smiles widely. Wanna go shopping with me? Yes. I open a portal to town, and she jump in. We appear in town. We run through the stores and get the clothes we need, and unlike Arya, Sami is also a lazy shopper like me. But as we were going back, something catches my gaze. Leandre's POV. Last night I was so disturbed when Anna told me she was pregnant, and I went to a club for a few drinks. However, I met Denise there, and we stayed longer, drinking. Denise was my lover, but all that is in the past, and we only share a professional relationship. But yesterday she was there, and I started telling her about the news Anna told me. She understood my fears and encouraged me to come back home, to talk and make it right. She even drove me here, and I hugged her as a thank you, and Anna saw. She ran back to the room, crying. I finish getting ready and get in my jeep, going straight to her brother's pack. Patrol doesn't even question me as I enter their territory. I reach the pack house, and I find Enrique waiting for me. His men must have alerted him that I'm in their territory. I get out of the car and approach. He smiles sarcastically and bows his neck. To what pleasure do I owe the visit? You know why I'm here. I walk past him into the pack house. I don't see a lot of members because Lycans have more than 3 pack houses, so assume this is the main one where the alpha lives, and doesn't have a lot of members. I follow my mate's faint scene and open the door to a huge room. She's not here. I go back downstairs to meet Enrique. Let talk in my den. King Leandra. I follow him to his office and go straight to his minibar to drink whiskey. He stands up and walks over too. I give him a glass and he takes it. He raises it to click with mine. To the new father in the city. Cheers, I sigh, gulping my liquor. Enrique sits on the couch in front of me, drinking. Why are you scared? How can you even ask me that? She's having a royal Lycan baby. There's a 50% chance she won't make it. Enrique snorts, and I narrow my gaze on him. You forget what your mate is. An alpha wolf, a princess with special blood in her veins, he says. And realization dawns on me. Anaiah is not an ordinary wolf. She's a special wolf, so strong enough to give birth to a Lycan pup without complication. He heaved a sigh and smiled. Unless you think you'll make a shitty dad, he shrugs. Maybe, I just don't want to disappoint Anaiah or our child, I whispered. I've never imagined myself as a dad, only a mate. Anaiah is still young and is yet to fulfill her dreams and live for herself. Where is she? Shopping for the baby? I squint my eyes. Isn't it a bit early? No. I think you should let her stay here for a while. She doesn't want to see you, he informs me, and my heart tightens. I fucking messed up. I try to mind link her, but she locks me out. After having a few drinks and chatting with Enrique, who I find quite interesting, I leave the pack. Anaiah's POV. My heart was full just entering the baby store full of clothes. I glanced back at Sammy. She was smiling and giving me a confused expression before it dawned on her. She gasps and covers her mouth with her hand. You're pregnant. She immediately embraces and jumps around. Our family is growing. I'm so happy. Seeing her this happy makes me excited to have this baby. After getting a few baby clothes, I opened a portal and appeared in the pack house. The Omega came to take the bags away, and we made our way to the kitchen because we were starving. Luckily, we found the perfect mushroom soup, especially with this chilly weather, and ate it with gusto. It was an hour after my meal that I decided to take a rest as it was late. As soon as I opened the bedroom door, the scent of lilies hit my senses, and I was surprised to see my room wonderfully decorated with candlelight and petals that led to the bathroom. Did Enrique do this? I smile and made my way to the huge bath. I took off my clothes and entered the tub. The water was just how I like it, and the oils they mixed smelled good. I closed myself to relax when I felt fingers brush over my skin, and I turned. I came face to face with my mate. He is drop-dead gorgeous, just like the first day I met him. His features are soft, and I see guilt in his eyes. We lock gazes for a long time. Neither spoke, and I was the first one to break it. I situate myself comfortably and sigh. What are you doing here? My voice is as cold as the eyes glaring at the water. He sighs, and I hear footsteps approach. He squats and holds butt neck, but I revolt against him. I'm sorry for everything, my love, he starts. I ignore him still, and he kisses my neck, hoping my resolve will weaken and give in. But I was unwavering. If you don't want this baby, it's fine. I can raise it on my own. Please don't say that. I love you and want everything that comes with you. I stand up and he wraps a towel around me before carrying me out of the tab to the closet. I'm scared. I was afraid to lose you, but Enrique reminded me what kind of a woman you are. Beautiful one, strong, Anna. I'm happy that he and my brother talked, which knocked some sense into him. I sit at the vanity table and bring my hands to my face. His reaction to the news scared me, honestly. That child and I are blessed to have you, and together we'll raise him or her. I want to be by your side always, he says, genuinely. And Denise? I ask, sounding better. That was nothing. She played the part of a friend when I needed one, but Anaiah. There was nothing sexual there. I swear. I stand up and hug him. Taking him by surprise, nevertheless, he wraps his arms around my waist. We stay in each other's embrace for a while, and we go to bed. He is showering me with kisses. Arya's POV. My life with Jacob has been going well, and soon. His babies will be here, however. I haven't told my brother about being mates with him. I hope he doesn't react badly. Even though things between the packs have calmed, we are not friendly. Hello, ladies, waves Jacob when he enters his apartment. Rosa and I smile at him, but he scowls, sniffing the air. What is going in here? He asks, rushing to the kitchen. I was trying to make sausages, but it didn't turn out well, and Rosa can't cook to save her life. I was trying to cook, I tell him, and he furrows his eyebrows. Allow me. He rolls his sleeves to his eyebrows and gets what he can from the mess. However, it was burned badly. Wow, Mrs. La Vista. Just wow, he chuckles, putting oil on a pan and frying meat. I shrug and sit on the counter, watching him do his magic in the kitchen. My mate is sexier when he's cooking, and all I want to do is fuck him against this counter until he sees stars. He walks around the island and circles his arms around my waist, making me smile, and he kisses my neck softly. My fingers fly to his hair, and I caress it softly. The feather-like kisses he's placing on my skin make my insides fill with butterflies, and my body is getting hot. Want to fuck me till I see stars? Please do, he husks. I spoke loudly again. His voice alone is enough to make me wetter, and I turn to face him, kissing him with urgency. I grab his tie and direct him upstairs to his bedroom and put him in his favorite chair. He has a smile on his lips, and I get on my knees, pulling his pants down before taking off my own. I'm left in my black-laced thong, and he almost jumps on me like an animal. But I stop him with my hand. We are going to be civil today, sir. I begin by kissing every visible skin, and a shiver goes down his body. I go down to kiss his erection, sultry, and he groans, making me sigh in satisfaction. My kisses move to his nipples, and he stutters. He's ticklish. "Arya, please," he begs, wanting me to ride him now. Shh. My fucking dick is throbbing. I take it in my hands, playing with it a little bit. I bite my bottom lip and grab my neck, biting me hard. I touch my lip and gasp to see I'm bleeding. Animal. He licks the blood off my lip and kisses my neck, leaving all sorts of hickeys. He tends to do that lately. My inner Lycan, Emmy, purrs. Jacob grips my thigh and slips 2 fingers into my pussy. He was rubbing my clitoris while fingering me, and I moan. It didn't take long to reach my orgasm, and I placed myself over him in a straddling position. "You smell heavenly, Arya," he groans in pleasure as I take him all the way in slowly. His burning gaze is on me, and I start to rotate my hips. His hands grab my waist, and he moans my name, loving how I'm riding him. I bend down to kiss his neck and leave hickeys all over him since I can't mark him just yet. My hips are moving vigorously, and we are making animalistic sounds. That's how good it is. Jacob is moving under me as well, his eyes amused the whole time. And with a few more thrusts, we come, breathing and panting heavily, as we try to reconnect to reality from the high we were on, when the door burst open and Alpha Erickson walks in. "You've got to be fucking me, brother. Get the fuck out," Jacob roars, trying to hide my naked body from his brother's deplorable gaze. However, the Alpha of the North doesn't leave. I get off Jacob, getting my clothes from the floor, all while maintaining eye contact with Erickson. "Wow, couldn't you find anyone else to fuck?" he asks, baffled. Jacob sighs and zips up his pants before facing his brother. "Let's talk in my office." I glare at Jacob. If they're going to talk about me, I'd rather I'm present. While I pondered on that thought, Rosario comes in. "Guys, you've burned a lasagna and oh fuck, Alpha Erickson." She immediately bows her head to her alpha. Erickson's gaze moves between us all, and perplexity registers on his face. Did Jacob not tell his brother about Rosario? Fuck. "Jacob, what is going on here? A harem?" Jacob snorts and sighs. "Brother, meet Arya, my mate. And that pretty petty lady over there is Rosario. She's carrying my babies." At this point, Erickson looks like he's exploding with all this information. He keeps gaping like a fish. "I'm sorry for not telling you, Alpha. I was looking for the best way to break the news to you. But months kept on going, and now here we are." Erickson stays silent for a long time before he speaks. "Who's the apology going to?" he whispers. "But we heard because of our sensitive eyes." "What do you mean? Was that for your Alpha or your brother?" he asks. Before Jacob can respond, he turns on his feet to leave the room. No one moves or says a word. I can tell that Jacob now feels bad for keeping all this from his elder brother. "So, should we order sushi then?" trails Rosa, unsure of how to break the stillness. Jacob and I chuckle, and she leaves the room, probably going to order food. I sigh and move closer to Jacob. I'm sorry about. No, Arya, you have nothing to be sorry about. I should have told him. I hug him tightly to comfort him, and he kisses my hair, hugging me back. Jacob Pav. I needed to fix this with my brother. It has been a week since he walked in on Arya and I, and found out that I'm about to make him an uncle. Damn, I've been a shitty brother. I knock on his office door once before pushing it open. Oh look, if it isn't the father and mate, he smiles sarcastically towards his new beta. Gerald. I grab a bottle of vodka and drink. This is going to be one of those discussions. Congrats, man, I heard. Gerald's mocking tone comes. I roll my eyes and ignore the beta, turning to my brother. I apologize for not telling you sooner. I didn't intend to keep it all from you. I start. He is now giving me his attention. I planned to, but so much was going on, and it didn't feel like the right time. He slacks back in his seat. I'm lost for words. And Arya? Seriously? She's my mate, and I'm not rejecting her, I declare vehemently. What if I order you to? He questions, and I'm affronted by that, but keep calm. I wouldn't obey. I'll have you banish me than ever leave that girl. My inner Lycan is cheering at the response I gave Erickson, happy that I'm defending our mate and determined to keep her by my side. I made up my mind long ago about Arya LaVista. I'm sticking by her side no matter what. She's mine and I will agree to exile if I have to. So, I'm going to be an uncle and I didn't know. He finally sighs. I squint my eyes. Does he mean he's not getting involved in my relationship with Arya? I've noticed lately that my brother is changing for good. He's not as obsessive as he was about the Sapphire Royal Pack or Queen Anaiah. He's a little spontaneous and is even going on dates. Yes, an uncle to twins, I announce with a smile. His face lights up and claps once. Yes, man. Congratulations, little brother, he enraptures. His beta gives him a whiskey that he gulps. Twins, he muses, smiling at me. And all of a sudden lightness takes over me. We discuss this further when I receive a distress phone call from Rosario. Something is happening. I need you home now. She ends the call before I can inquire any further and bolt out of the room to go to her. Rosa Pav. I wasn't going to make it. I could feel it, and tears welled in my eyes when I think of not meeting my babies. I'm due in 3 weeks, but I already started the contractions. I breathe in and out as Dr. Ryako instructed me to do. The door bursts open and Jacob enters the room. He is panicking, and I smile at him. I don't say anything when he suddenly wraps his arms around me. Heaven knows I need this hug. I cry in his eyes and he lets me. I wipe my tears. I'm bleeding and having terrible cramps, I tell him. He is distraught and calls my obstetrics and gynecology. This shouldn't be happening, he says, carrying me bridal style to my room. He lies me on the bed and sits beside me, his hand in mine. I'm not going to make it, am I? I try to laugh, but a sob comes out instead. Jacob kisses my hand and strokes my hair. You'll be fine. You'll see our babies and they shall adore you instantly, B, because even though you're a petty pain in my ass, we need you. His voice is trembling. That's how I know he's scared as well. Don't lie to me, Jacob. Please. Please, just... He's at a loss for words. He tries to avoid this topic most times, but it needs to be discussed. Names. Do you have any in mind? He asks. I smile and shrug. The doctor couple walks into the room and bows to the alpha. Doc Ryako immediately start to check on me. Is this the first time you've experienced bleeding? His wife asks with a sad frown. I nod in agreement. What about the contractions? I've had minor, but today was excruciatingly different. I answer her. The doctors share a glance and turn to the alpha. "Doctor, please help her to relieve the pain she's feeling." The old man sighs. "I'll try my best, son. For now, just rest and don't strain yourself, young lady." And to Jacob, he says, "Her blood pressure is high, which is not good." They give us instructions a while longer before leaving the room. Jacob goes to sit on the couch, crossing his legs. "So we were talking about baby names." Rosa's Pav. "Have you thought of any?" "Nah, I'll let you pick," I say. "I'll be honored I cut him before he finishes." "No, strictly no junior," I say sternly, and he chuckles and fakes offense. "Why?" "I'm such a good guy." "We don't want another Jacob. Dude, what if my son ends up with your attitude?" I laugh. "I'd love it if my son took after his father. His grace and mannerism are something to behold, but I don't want to tell him that and boost his already high ego." "Well, I don't know, but the girl is definitely Rosario and you're not changing my mind." He is determined, and I smile, as happy tears escape my eyes. Fuck, I hate crying. "Thank you," I sniff. He smiles and nods to me. My mind takes me back to when I first saw him at that club. He was imposing and exuding an aura like no other. I remember just wanting to touch him. I begged my boss to assign me to serve on his table, but the bitch refused, so with a few beers and vodka, I approached the infamous Jacob Jones. He took a liking to me and asked me to join him for a drink. We had quite a lot, and now, voila. I extend my hand to him and he takes it. "If I don't make it, promise me that you'll take good care of them." I don't even have to ask that because I know he will. He's a responsible man and has proved how much he wants this family. "I promise you, Rosario, I'll love and protect them, and I want to make one more promise." "What is it?" "That they'll always remember you. I'll them your pictures and tell them how much you love them." I'm crying for good now, and he wipes away my tears. But I don't want them to be sad that I'm dead. That's why I was thinking they don't know me at all. He shakes his head negatively. "They won't be sad. I want them to know you, Rosa." He stays quiet for a long time before he speaks again. "Did I ever thank you?" I chuckle bitterly and nod. "You've shown me how thankful you are that I'm carrying your babies. You know, no one in my life since my parents abandoned me has shown me the kindness you have. Alpha Jacob," I tell him. He squeezes my hand, surprised that I brought up my family. It's a topic I don't touch because it hurts me to talk about. "Tell me about your family." I smile as images of my once perfect and happy family come to my mind. "We were once so happy until my father developed a gambling addiction. My father borrowed a lot of money from a loan shark mafia, and he felt to pay it back. Things went downhill so fast from there. We were evicted from our family house and my parents deserted us." "Us? Who's us?" he questions with a raised eyebrow. "My brother Reese." "What? You have a brother?" he asks, shocked. "Yes, he's in Sweden. Boarding school," I inform him. He opens his mouth to say something but closes it again. "He's 15 and I worked 3 jobs to support him," I inform him. And he seems surprised. He asks more about Reese, and I tell him everything, how I was forced to send him away to keep him safe from the load sharks that wanted him as payment for my father's debt. I used to visit him back then, but now it's quite difficult. "Do you talk to him?" "Yes, he's thriving there honestly, and I don't want to bring him back," I croak on the verge of tears. Damn fucking hormones. "But you're poor. How are you able to support him in an expensive boarding school?" he asks, baffled. Classic Jacob. See why I don't want to name my child after him. I laugh and dig my claws into his skin. "He's on a scholarship. Reese runs track, and he's the best, plus I have some savings," I inform him. He smiles and nods. "Give me his school details," he says. I narrow my gaze. "Why?" I just want him to know that he can count on me too for support, and always know that he has someone in his corner. I was overwhelmed by his kindness, and I didn't want to burden him. But indeed, my brother needs to know that he's not alone in the world when I go to be with the moon goddess. I do as he asks and transfers funds into his account, which I'm grateful for. My phone rings, and I smile to see it's Reese. He wants to know about the money he received in his account. Hello, I answer. Yo, sis, something crazy happened, he says. I know. Remember how I told you that I'm having babies for this rich guy? I look at Jacob, and he's proud, nodding his head. He got your details? Wow, I'll use it wisely. Please say thank you for me. He's hearing you as we speak. You are welcome, and we can't wait to have you over. Jacob hollers to my brother. Okay, man. However, Reese can't come here because of the loan shark. Is that guy you were walking for at the club the loan shark? He asks, his expression darkening. I slowly nod, and he gets up. I'll handle Muzo. He's been wanting to get in my good graces lately for his business. Don't worry about anything. After today, no one will be on your back. Thank you, Jacob. You're my family. You know that, he says. And I smile. You're my family too with that. He leaves my bedroom and I sigh. Feeling better, I turn on the TV to watch Netflix. Anaiah POV. Anaiah's POV. My belly is not a bump yet, and it's killing me. I want to have a baby bump soon. I complain about it with Leandre, and he laughs at that. I'm serious, baby. Have you seen how Rosa's belly is? It's super cute. But you're only 6 weeks along, baby. He comforts me. I'm laying on my back while he rubs my feet gently. A thing about my pregnancy is that I'm horny all the time. So my mate and I have sex like we are in heat. He excuses himself to answer a call, and I check my emails. The packs have been flourishing, even the new ones are living at peace in the city. Are we going to the leadership seminar? He asks with a frown. I sit up and frown. Lately, the Lycan King has been reluctant to attend events, but it's his job. The Alpha Seminar is a big ceremony, where alphas and high-ranking members interact and talk about issues. We have to, I giggle. He helps me up and takes me to our suite to rest. The next morning, Arya and I are picking out an outfit for the seminar. How's Rosa? I question. She audibly sighs and flickers her eyes at me. She's not doing too well, but she's trying to be, she answers. Rosario's pregnancy is a tough one, especially since she's having twins. I pray to the goddess that she and the baby make it out all right. By the way, Erickson caught us doing it, she giggles, and my eyes almost bulge out. How did he react? He was upset, but Jacob told me they talked, she informs me, and I nod. I give Arya a stern look, but she looks away sheepishly and starts her search for a dress. She is yet to tell Leandre about her relationship with Jacob Jones, and I hate that I have to keep it from my mate. Leandre and I have 0 secrets. I know, Anna. You can't keep my secret anymore. That's why I promised to tell him after the summit. Okay? Wow, perfect. Arya comes out with an elegant silver off-the-shoulder dress, with a slit that almost reaches my upper thigh. The details of the dress are beautiful. You're wearing this and the Liberto heels. She smiles. Isn't this a bit much? I narrow my gaze, and she snorts. Sweetheart, you're the fucking Luna Queen. Hence, all eyes will be on you, and you should be the most appealing, she says confidently. I shake my head, but nod to the dress. I think I'm having some acne on my jaw. I frown, caressing the area. Has it ever happened to you before? She asks, concerned, and I shake my head. I've always had clear skin growing up. I think you're just reacting to something you ate. I'll give you a cream for that. I knew I shouldn't have eaten the prawns. It will go away by tomorrow, she assures me, calling someone through the intercom to bring the liniment. and Omega walks in with it, and Arya puts it on my face. We both retired to bed after having a snack. I find Leandre sleeping soundly. I kiss his temple and lie next to him. He instinctively wraps an arm around me, and I close my eyes to sleep. I notice that when I sleep with him, Agatha doesn't appear in my dream, but I do miss her. Good morning, my love. I flutter my eyes open when I feel Leon kissing and poking his dick on my thigh. It's fucking 4 a.m., baby, I say groggily. He smiles and kisses my lips, his tongue invading my mouth and exploring. I answer his kiss and caress his jaw. Leandre's intense gaze on me, his eyes dark with lust, and I pull him over me. He easily enters me, and I moan, him sighing in relief as if he got rid of something bothering him. His lips meet mine. I regulate my breathing and move against him slowly, and moans of pleasure take over. My walls clutch onto him, and he moves faster and faster until I come all over his dick. Oh my! His breath is erratic, and he moves at an incredible speed. He lifts my legs to his shoulder so that he goes deeper in me, and I bite my bottom lip in pleasure. My fingers reach up to touch his balls, a habit of mine, and he shudders. Fuck. I love you, baby. He slams in me hard, and I scream. My legs shaking and my eyes rolling to the back of my head. I move faster beneath him, making me come again, and he follows. He rolls off me with a smile, and I kiss him quickly as we calm down from cloud 9. I love our morning routines, I pant. And you always complain at first, yet want to keep it going when we start is amusing, he says. However, how do you get tighter and better each time? He narrows his gaze. I smile like a Cheshire cat. Every woman has her secrets, dear mate. And this is one I won't share with you, my love, I boast, looking him in the eyes. He chuckles. Indeed, and I don't even mind you keeping it that way, he huskily says. So, baby, ready for round 2? He winks and pushes his face away. Please make me sex. Oh, breakfast, I giggle. He complains about wanting to sleep more, but I force him off the bed. My body is overworked, and your kid is growing in me. It likes to eat. Fine. He sighs, puts on his pajama pants, and extends his hand toward me. No, I'll take a quick shower. I reek of sex. I scowl. He grabs my robe and lifts me abruptly, going out of the room with me protesting. He settles me on the bar stool in the kitchen while he goes to the other side. He digs into the fridge to look for ingredients. He starts to make eggs for himself and a juicy burger and salad for me. Leandre's eyes glazed over, indicating his mind linking someone. Babe, I have to get ready for work, he sighs. Is everything all right? I ask. Just business as usual. He hooks his arms around my waist and pulls me closer to him. He bends down to kiss my lips, and I deepen it. He lifts me to the counter, and I wrap my legs around his waist. His lips were already venturing down my neck, my sensitive spot, and he knows it. My fingers combed his hair, and he groans. The door to the kitchen opens, and Dan and Arya enter the room. They scowl. Fuck! You two we eat on that table. You animals! Scolds Arya, looking at us in fudged disgust, but she had a sly smile on her lips. Dan just groans and goes to the cooker to prepare breakfast for him and Arya. I like how they don't always depend on the staff to do basic things like making their breakfast. Do you want to make her pregnant again, Leandra? Dan asks, making my mate smirk and kissing my lips to show Dan. I giggle and propel him away. Arya and Dan are making barfing sounds, and Leon kisses me again. Hey guys, look, I'm kissing my mate. I answer his kiss just 2 piss of the 2 Lycans. They are now attacking us with peas. We gasp. That's it. We laugh and run to the pantry, getting a huge bag of peas and attacking them mercilessly. They ran out of peas and started using anything they can get their hands on. Guys, no fair! I scream as I duck down and a few grapes hit Leandre's bare torso. I hide behind Leandre and he pouts. Hey, don't use me as a shield. I grab another bag of peas since we were closer to the pantry. He grins as I hand him the bag and kisses my lips quickly. Thanks, babe. We were laughing genuinely and just having fun. A scream erupted close and we froze. We were laughing and just having fun when a scream erupted close and we froze, turning our attention to the door. The chef, Maggie, has a horrified expression on her face. Heaving, and I almost chuckle at how melodramatic she is when it comes to the kitchen. What did you do to my precious kitchen? She cries. Well, technically, it's my kitchen, considering I'm the lady of the house, but… Luna, please let me have this moment. She cuts me, and we all burst out laughing. Her eyes glaze over, and she mind-links some cleaners. However, Clara and Mike walked in. Shit, I forgot we had a breakfast date. I wanted to tell them about the news. What is going on here? Clara asks, wide mouth open as she takes in the mess in her sight. Kids? What is this? Asks Mike. Well, Mommy, we made a mess, innocently says Arya. Clara's eyes dart to me, and she extends her arms, and I smile. Going to hug her. No hug for me, Mommy dearest. Arya pouts like a kid. Her mom shakes her head negatively. After the trouble you've been causing lately. No hugs and kisses for you. What did she mean? Does she know about Jacob? What trouble? The men ask in unison, and panic fills Arya's eyes. Regardless, Clara just smiles and shakes her head. The staff who are supposed to clean appear, but Clara stops them. No, they made the mess so they'll clean it, she says vehemently. They gulp and cock their heads in dismay. Clara gives us cleaning supplies, and everyone complains but me. I start to clean my part, and the others follow. How can you waste so much food? Arya and Dan started it. Mom, my mate is fast to accuse, glaring at the two who are about to retaliate, but Clara's glare shuts them up. She stands next to her husband, who's busy taking pictures on his camera as we clean, documenting this moment. Can I put this on social media? He asks, showing her wife, who nods. Uncle Mike, you're on social media? Dan asks, baffled, and we laugh. Of course, we are in 2018. Times are changing and I'm catching up, he says, and we laugh again. Mike is a modern man who does anything that trends. Last week, he was called Leandre to show him his new cell phone, and how good the picture quality was. However, his son was just humming his response. Oh, I've received 3 followers. He is elated and we gap at his excitement, while his wife hides a chuckle. And my pictures are getting more likes these days. He continues to talk about social media, and how good it is. Anna, my dear, are you on any social media platforms? I see you're not following me, he asks. No, Uncle. Mike gasps. Why? I'm just not interested, nor do I know how it works really. He turns his gaze to Arya, but she stops him from saying a word before he can. Don't dare even ask me to follow you, Dad. Mike scowls and turns to Leon and Dan. Can you guys follow me? No, the boys answered in unison. We soon finish cleaning and go back upstairs to get ready for the day. My mate kisses my cheek before leaving for work while I go to my new office in town, which he made for me a few months ago, but I prefer field work, so I don't use it very much. My office was nice with white walls, a huge fancy mahogany desk, and 2 guest chairs. The windows were tall, allowing perfect light and fresh air. My staff put fresh flowers every day, and I decorated them with mine and my mate's pictures. Sitting in my chair, Angie walks in with the files I asked, and she updates me on the issues I needed to know. We discussed further and made amendments to the budget. The 3rd pack house increased their members by 30, hence they will need more supplies. I write it down and write a check for it. Luna, the hairstylist for tonight's seminar will be at the castle in an hour, Angie informs me. I smile and nod. Together we leave the office. Jake surprises me with a hug, and I hug him back. It's been a while since I saw this huge bodyguard of mine. Hey buddy, it's been a while, what's up? I enter the car. Angie goes to the passenger seat in front. My mate has been keeping me a bit busy lately, but all that is in the past. You have all of me, my lady, he grins and starts the engine to drive. Mutinta's post? You proposed marriage? Cheers, Aggie, and I gasp, hitting his seat. Why didn't you tell me? Congratulations, Jake. When is the wedding? I ask. 2 weeks in Vegas, baby, with an Elvis impersonator, he informs us. 2 weeks, that's close, but I'm happy for my friends. They deserve it. Reaching home, I go straight to the suite and start to get ready. My mate is wearing a tuxedo. He didn't wear a tie, as usual, and he looks hot. Babe, I'll have a drink downstairs as I wait, he hollers. Okay, baby. Angie has done my makeup perfectly, as usual, and the hairstylist, Egan, has done my hair just how he envisioned it. Pulled into an elegant high bun, and my side hair fell to the side of my face. It looks messy, but classic and neat. He even pearls to accessories. I get into my dress and heels, then come out to show them. As always, Luna, you are the prettiest of them all, he claps, on the verge of tears. Shut up, drama queen, laughs Angie. The king will drop dead when he sees you. She gives me a small purse that matches my outfit, and I go downstairs. Everyone that was there turns their necks in my direction, and a low growl resonates from Leandra. Simply enchanting, my baby, he says, coming to me and linking our arms. We all get in cars and go to the seminar. Then I feel it. An eerie feeling. I inhale and take deep breaths. I'm just nervous. Reaching the seminar, everything is, of course, wonderful. And as usual, everyone displays their wealth through designer clothes and expensive jewelry. Hello, Luna. A few ladies came to greet me, amongst them Betty and Michelle. They compliment my dress. As I move around to greet people, my eyes lock with Erickson. He smiles, and I reciprocate it before he goes back to the conversation he was having with some alphas. My mate is also socializing but looking in my direction to check if I'm all right. I only smile at him and wink, I miss you. He mind links. This man is addicted to me. We interacted with everyone, however. I kept feeling a tug on my mind, as if someone wants to mind link, and I opened. Get out of there, Agatha? I asked. She was silent, breathing heavily. Speak to me. Amicus will do something bad there, very bad. She was distressed. My eyes roamed to everyone who was smiling and dancing happily. They were a few kids as well who were welcoming some visitors with flowers. My heart was thumping in my chest, and I rushed to my mate. What is it, love? Leon, we have to get everyone from here, now, I command. He's confused at first, but nods. Everyone please exit the room now. My mate shouts. Everyone stared at us in confusion, murmuring to themselves. Before my mate can speak, I growl. Everyone get as far from here as you can. My wolf said with much authority I didn't know I possessed. People rushed to the door and out of the hotel. I didn't know what was going on, but my instincts told me to trust Agatha, and when I heard the moon goddess' soothing voice speak, I confirmed it. My child, things are about to change for you. I hope you have the strength to remain strong. Now I was frantic. Leandre, Arya, and Dan guided everyone out. Hurry, please. The room was as frantic as I was, when I heard it upstairs first, an explosion. The sound was deafening, and the windows and chandeliers shattered. The ground shook underneath, and people fall to the ground. I managed to get up quickly and ordered GETOU, tea. Everything became a mess, and people screamed and shouted in horror as they rushed to all possible exits. I miraculously managed to get out with a few women I was helping. My mate appeared in front of me, and I noticed he had a few cuts and blood oozing from his chest. He cups my face and inspects my body for injuries. "Babe, my love, you're hurt." I panicked. He was looking up where the sound came from. "Don't worry, I'll be fine. Look, it's already healing," he assures me. I wrap my arms around him in a tight hug, and he holds me kindly. "They might be another explosion. Everyone needs to be far from the hotel," he says. "Leon, not everyone managed to come out. The staff of the hotel were in other places, and some guests too," I say, on the verge of tears. My mate sighed and looked at the disoriented crowd. They were out of it, and I spotted Alpha Jamal on the ground, trying to wake his Luna. My breath hitched, and I cried in Leandra's chest. "Hey, love. I'll help as much as I can, and I'm calling Jake to take you home. Please wait here." I was planning to protest, but he grabs my hand. "You're with a child, Anna. Please don't fight me today." I only nodded and sighed. He went away, shouting orders, and some men were already in front of him. Some Lycans were already getting in their cars, going for either medical checks or to their homes. As I wanted for my driver, low grunting sounds caught my attention, and my eyes saw a silhouette of a woman in the lowly lit hotel lobby, trying to lift a heavy machine off a boy's body, but she was failing. I immediately run into the dusty and destroyed lobby. "I'll help." With my telekinesis abilities, I managed to push the machine off the boy's body. The woman snapped her gaze to me, and I recognize her as Luna Adriana. She didn't seem like the elegant Luna she was just minutes ago. She was bloody and crying. I followed her bloodshot eyes and an older boy who was lying dead on the floor. A tear escaped my eye, but I quickly wiped it away, rushing to her. I noticed a huge piece of glass was stuck in her neck, and she was bleeding. I tore part of my dress to stop more blood from escaping, but she shakes her head sadly. "I won't make it. Please, please, just get my son away from here," she begged. Luna Adriana is not going to make it. Winced, shallow. Luna Adriana was crying as she caressed the boy's little face. "Get out of here, Queen Anaiah. Please take my little Ajax with you." I shook my head and looked around. "I can't leave you here," I declared. "You have to now," said my wolf. It went silent for a while, and I opened my ears, hearing beeping. I got the boy from the floor and run for the door, shouting for men who were about to come in to retreat, because they would be another blast. "Get out!" I saw Leandre in the distance, running towards me before the deafening sound and my body flies hit against the closest fountain outside. Pain coursed through me, and I managed to open my eyes just for a second to look at the kid I was carrying. I made one prayer to the goddess: save them. My hands touched my belly, and I felt pain like no other. Leandra's POV. I nestled her in my eyes and begged her to wake up, but her eyes were still closed. She was still breathing, so that comforted me. I kissed her face over and over. Her once beautiful dress was torn and drenched in her blood, and her forehead was streaming blood. As paramedics and firefighters reached the scene, it was worse. I looked around the people. My people. They were bleeding, and others died. I was angry and growling. Someone was tapping my shoulder with urgency, and I turned. It was my sister. "Leandra, they have to treat her." Now I noticed I was scaring everyone with my aura, so they stood in a distance. I released my mate to them, and they immediately started treating her several hours later. We were at the general hospital. The doctors were with Anna in the theater room, and my heart grew colder each second that passed. I felt someone stand me, and I glanced at her. It's the young woman my mate is fond of, Samantha. Her eyes are fixed on the door, waiting. The wait was dreading, and soon, Dan and my parents came rushing. "Leandre, how's Anna?" my mom asked in a worried tone. I only hugged her. needing her support. I pulled away and she cupped my face. "She'll be all right," she said, looking into my eyes. I wish with all my being that I can believe her, but with the way my heart tugged, I doubted that. I stiffened when the doctor opened the door. "The Luna is awake," she said with a pitiful smile. "This is bad, I can feel it." I almost choke on something I'm unfamiliar with. Tears? The doctor kept opening and closing her mouth, unable to construct the right sentences. It didn't offer me any comfort. We stitched her up, but she trailed again. My parents were dumbfounded. We didn't tell them about the pregnancy. My body quivered, and I knew the baby didn't make it. "But that's good news," cheered my father. "The baby didn't make it," the doctor announced and faced the floor, confirming my suspicions. For a moment the ground beneath was spinning. "There was a baby?" cried my mother. I fell back in the chair and took my hands to my face. Dan held my shoulder in a way to console me, but I didn't want their comfort. I flew up and entered the room. She was hysterical. Anaiah was crying loudly, gripping her stomach. Her eyes snapped to me, and she wailed. I rushed to her and held her tightly. Her petite frame is shaking in my grip. "I lost the baby," she sniffed. My mate was distraught, and I sat next to her, just hugging her. "It's dead. It's dead." Her tears poured and my Lycan howled, a howl of loss. At this point, Anna was ranting. The more I try to soothe her, the more frantic she becomes. I felt both anger and sadness surge up that I didn't protect her. Babe, please stop," I tried, but she shook her head. The atmosphere around us changed, and one by one, the furniture in the room was shaking violently. I learned that her powers were getting out of her control when she is emotional. I held her tighter and comforted her. I felt her lose energy, so I called in the doctor. They injected something that quieted her, and she slept. But even in her sleep, tears rolled down her face. I wiped them away and stroked her hair, kissing her temple. "Poor Anna." Mom walked in and kissed her forehead. "Take her to another. I'll be back," I instructed before leaving the hospital. The air in my lungs left me and the pain in my chest grew. I shouldn't have left her there alone. I should have taken her with me or just fucking SOMETHING. This is my fault. I failed. I failed them. I didn't protect them, and I deserve this pain. I want it. I found myself doing something I haven't done in years. I sat on the floor next to a gazebo and cried. I cried for my child. The child I'll never get to hold or love. And then I cried for my mate. She doesn't deserve the pain she's going through, and I only pray that she heals fully. I shifted into Saga and run into the forest. He was feeling the loss of his pup as well, and we ran faster and faster. Growling, "I'm so sorry, brother," came my sister's voice through the mind link. I didn't respond. How do I? Gathering my thoughts, I changed and went back to the hospital. They transferred her to another room, and on my way there, I met Samantha. Her eyes were red like she's been crying. For a moment, we just stared at each other, and she bowed. She asked everyone to leave. "My cousin is suffering." I nodded and proceeded to my mate. With each step, my heart tightened. I stood for a minute at the door before pushing it open. She was lying on the bed, cradling herself. Her eyes were closed, yet I could tell she was awake. The bed was big enough to accommodate both of us, so I got in with her. She flinched when I wrapped my arms around her, but soon relaxed. I can read her thoughts now that she's this vulnerable. She blames herself for the loss of the child, and many scenarios are going through. The what-if questions. "Hey, please don't do that. Will I heal from this pain, Leon?" The grief is immeasurable. Her voice is hoarse. "You will with time," I told her, and she nods. Anaiahpov. I wake up in the hospital. The room I'm in is huge and cozy, and the tall windows allow fresh air through. I turn my head and I see beautiful flowers from my brother with a note written, "I love you and stay strong." I sigh, trying to sit up when I feel it. The pull in the abdomen, the emptiness not only in my belly but within me. The loss is massive, and I cry again. I pull my legs to my chest and weep harder as I remember what happened. The child I wanted so badly was gone. My heart has never been more unconscious and devoid. The door opens and Leandre walks in with a tray of food in his hands. He tries to smile for me, but his face isn't cooperating. He has dark rings under his eyes due to sleeplessness. "Hi, my love," he greets me. I wipe my tears with the back of my hand and lie back in bed. "I'm not hungry," I whisper. He sighs and pulls me so I'm sitting up to face him. "You need to eat to get back your strength," he says, caressing my cheek. I shake my head negatively. "Please eat, if not for yourself, but for me." He begs just to appease him. I get a bagel with a trembling hand and bite it. He smiles at me and I take another bite. However, I don't feel any taste in the food. Leon persuades me to eat more, but I can't. The boy, the one I trail, his legs are injured, but the doctors are confident they'll heal in a few weeks, he informs me. "Good, he'll be fine," I croak, lying back in bed, and tears well my eyes again. "Do you want to see him?" "No." My emotions are a mess, and I don't want to see anyone but my mate right now. "When am I leaving?" I ask. "Tonight." I squint my eyes in confusion. "Why are we leaving at night?" "Well, there's a massive crowd waiting for you outside. People were concerned and news spread that you were here," he informs me. "I didn't know that they cared so much. Baby, the hospital is full of flowers and balloons. Others were even sending pastries, snacks, and jewelry for you. Leandra tells me everything I've missed these 2 days. I'm surprised that so many people are sent away from here because they want to see me." He grabs my hand and kisses it softly. "To them, you're symbol of hope that supernaturals don't have because of the abrupt fights that don't guarantee survival. Within a year of being the official Luna Queen of Lycans, you've calmed so many issues amongst the packs and urged them to work together for a better future. A future of love and hope. You give them hope." He kisses my hand again, and a stray tear escapes my eyes. "When are you shaving off that beard?" I ask, caressing the spiky beard. He chuckles. "You can shave it off whenever you want." Leandra looks at me seriously. "I'm so sorry, Anna." "For what?" "For not protecting you and our baby. You should have been my priority at that moment. And I didn't even see you go back in that lobby. It's my fault." "No, Leon, listen. Don't blame yourself for this. Ever." I growl. I sit straight and cup his face. "I'm strong," I assure him. I try to smile, but tears pour down my face again. I won't heal. I'm not all right, and I don't see the point to eat or even breathing right now. Fear tugged my heart. An unanswered question swam in my head. What if I'm unable to bear a child? Did they die because I wasn't strong enough? Will I lose the next one? Why did the goddess allow this? I was losing faith in her. I didn't share those thoughts with Leandra. I don't want him worrying about me. We have so much to do, and catching Amicus is my main goal. I will make him pay for this. Hopefully it will bring me some solace. Arya's POV. I was looking at the first baby in awe. He was so cute and pink. Jacob was at a loss for words as he smiled, holding his baby. My eyes went back to Rosario. She was exhausted as she has been pushing out the babies for hours. "Okay, let's just push the little one out," says Dr. Riaco. She goes back to the position, and I stroke her hair. She's holding my hand so tightly, I can see the fear in her gaze. She starts to force out the last baby, and soon, another cry is heard throughout the room. "Oh, it's another boy," the doctor announces, shock grazing his face. I glance at Jacob, and he is smiling still. They were told that it will be a girl and a boy. The nurse quickly cleans him and hands her to her mother. Again, Rosario places him on her chest and places a kiss on top of his little head. "Oh no, honey. Honey, I think we have another," one Mrs. Riaco calls, amused. A huge smile tugged on her lips. My eyes dart between Rosa and Jacob, and their expressions show shock. "3?" they say in unison. "All right, Rosario, I need you to give it one more push." I could tell that strength was leaving Rosario. She's not a full Lycan yet, has to birth 3 Lycan alpha blood pups. That is a strong woman. Another hour goes by, and we hear the cries of the baby. "It's a girl! Yes!" screams Jacob, making everyone in the room turn to him. He smiles in embarrassment and opens his mouth to speak, but doesn't. He did want a girl. He rushes towards his daughter and holds her kindly to him before showing her to Rosario. "Hi, little sweet Rose." She faintly smiles at her baby girl, like she did the others. She kisses the precious bundle of joy, while I take the pictures. The baby is the prettiest girl in the world, with black hair and big chocolate eyes like her mother. The doctors immediately start to help Rosario. "I'm so tired," she mutters. I nod and kiss her forehead. "You did well." "Yes, I did." "You will be there for them, right, Arya?" she asks breathlessly. The beeping around her is getting louder, and the doctors are moving around. Noticing this, Jacob gives the child to a midwife and holds Rosa's hand. He smiles at her and kisses her. "They shall receive plenty of love, and I will speak to them about you. You shall never be forgotten, Rosario. And I shall always watch over you guys. Tell my brother that I'm sorry for not staying longer as I promised," she says with a kind of smile only she has. Her blood pressure is rising. "Doctor, she's losing too much blood." Tears welled in my eyes and I let them fall. "She's dying. She's dying." "Oh, goddess." Rosario takes one deep breath and her eyes close. "Time of death to 9 am, a nurse says. I hug my mate from behind as he holds Rosario. The doctors gave us this time, and no one spoke for a long time. I don't think it was planned, but the babies all burst out crying at once. "Goodbye, my friend," I whisper, kissing her head. Memories of our first encounter dawns on me. I hated her, because I thought she and my mate were lovers. And the second time, she approached me, to assure me that nothing was going on between her and Jacob. After that, she'd appear at my workplace to ask if we can hang out since she was always bored at home alone, or call me as though we have been a long-time best friends. Rosario was sassy in a cute way, and it was hard to stay mad at her for any mean comments she made. Also, people just gave her stuff when we go places. A small smile appeared on my lips, and I sigh at all the memories. The babies were taken to another room, and after letting Jacob have a few minutes with Rosario, we went outside. 5 hours later, we have the babies registered. We were leaving the hospital to the new North Pack, his pack. It was as beautiful as the main pack. The building was modern, and they were still constructions of roads and bridges going on. Rosario wanted the kids to be raised here, in their pack. "I built a house near the main pack house," Jacob informs me. I smile when he grabs my hand and brings it to his lips. We drove a few minutes and turned onto a beautiful tarmac road that has trees on the sides. A huge mansion came into view. The walls were cream white with beautiful tall windows. It has a huge green garden that has beautiful flowers and pavements. Like most high official homes, it has a large water Lycan fountain and a flag. "Wow," I muse. It looks so homey, unlike the apartment in the city. It used to be Mother's, but it was renovated and prepared for the arrival of the babies. There was a line of staff waiting for us outside. They all wore uniforms. 3 women approached us, and each got a baby. They were so excited. The house had a black and white theme with tall ceilings. We go upstairs to the baby's room. "This is fancy," I say as I open the first room. It was blue and white, with a huge blue carpet and a large play section that had toys. Rosario prepared the rooms, so we just had to make one more for baby Eric's, since we didn't know we'd be bringing 3. He says he named the second baby after his brother. "Are you scared?" I ask. "Yeah, what if I'm not made for this fatherhood? My dad wasn't exactly a role model." He is nervous, but it's normal. I don't think anyone is ever ready for it. "Just do it from the heart," I advise. "And I'll be here every step of the way. Are you sure you can walk if you want?" "I know that kids are." I kiss his lips softly before he finishes speaking. "I'm staying, babe. I made a decision long ago, and I wouldn't want Rosa's coming back to kick my ass," he says and kisses my temple. "I love you, Arya." I freeze for a moment. He has never said that to me before. You don't have to say it back. I just wanted you to know. I love you too, Jacob. He's smiling at me. I give him a quick kiss before grabbing his wrist. Let's check out baby Rose's room. We go to the next door. The baby girl's room is huge and decorated in pink and white with a fluffy bed and a white crib. Rosario went all out to making this room, I muse. So like her. Using my credit cards was her best hobby, sighs Jacob. I noticed there are pictures of her in each one. Jacob Pav. I felt the loss harder than I imagine, looking at the babies. I realize how much I need Rosario by my side while I do this. It saddens me that she won't see them grow. She won't be there for their milestones like watching and first words. She will be watching over them. She died with love, so the goddess received her soul, says my inner Lycan. My children are perfect, an unexpected blessing, and I'm already so in love with them. That is why I'll always appreciate Rosario for this wonderful gift in my life. I grab the phone from my pocket and capture a picture of all 3 of them sleeping, and send it to my elder brother. His response is quick. ERICKSON, wow, congrats bro. They are adorable, and the mom? How is she? JACOB didn't make it. ERICKSON, I'm sorry. Funeral arrangements? JACOB tomorrow at dawn. I'll have her close where the kids can visit when they are older. Also waiting for her brother to get here. ERICKSON will be at your place in an hour. Putting my phone away, I gaze at the babies in adoration, and my Lycan howls in happiness. Warm arms wrap around my waist, and I turn around to kiss my beautiful mate. She moans in my mouth, and immediately, the big guy down there starts to get excited. But no, it's not the right time. I cup her face. Her eyes are red like she's been crying. "Are you all right?" I ask. She nods. I was putting the pictures I took of Rosa and her babies at the hospital in their rooms. "How are you doing with all this?" "Okay." I hug her for a long time. I'm so delighted that she's here with me. I kiss the top of her hair and we are pulled away when one of the babies cries. I pick up the little princess in my arms, and Arya calls for a bottle. "Hi, my Rose." She is so perfect, her tiny hand is holding my thumb tightly, and I kiss it. I sit in a rocking chair and cradle the baby as I feed her the milk. The firstborn, Chadwick, decides to cry as well, and before we know it, they are all crying, and Arya and I are panicking. The door opens before I can call one of the nannies, and my brother walks in. Next to him is Alpha Mary of Raven Moonpack, carrying balloons and wrapped up boxes. "Grab one and pick a bottle, brother," Hello, Alpha Mary. I smile. Erickson, who has never held a baby, is nervous. I'll help, Alpha Mary offers, getting the second baby and carefully placing him in my brother's arms. I watch their exchange for a while, and the way they look at each other shows that they are attracted to one another. I knew that they were having some business together, but since when have they become close? Arya and I share a glance before going back to feeding our babies. They are so beautiful. Congratulations, Alpha Jacob, says Alpha Mary. Thank you. Princess Arya, I didn't know you were expecting. We were together at the seminar, and I didn't even notice, she says, touching the baby's hair. Arya is looking at me, not knowing how to answer. I'm not there. Biological mother. Oh, I'm sorry. Alpha Mary squints her eyes but doesn't comment. After feeding and putting the babies to sleep, we downstairs for dinner. That was wild, bro. Eric holds my shoulder. You know it will always be like this, right? I know life is about to change for me, but at least I've got you and Arya. I notice he doesn't look at Arya, and the two didn't exchange a word since he was here. I glimpse back at Arya, who is talking to the female alpha at the other end of the room. She's going to be here a lot. I know, and I'm happy for you, even if it's Princess Arya La Vista. So you accept her as part of our family? I ask. He sighs and glances back at my mate, and their eyes meet. He bows at Arya subtly, and she nods. It's like having a silent understanding, and I shake my head. Yes, I can't come between two fated. Also, if she is here after the mess that went on in the baby's common room, she has my respect. They all cry at once. We laugh and talk more about the babies. By the way, the one you fed was Eric. You mean Erickson? He asks. I nod. I named him after him to honor him, for always being a good brother and friend to me. Thank you. So what about you and Alpha Mary? I ask. Nothing. We just happened to do some business together, and we were together when I was coming here, so she tugged along. Interesting. Your new business partner comes with you. Okay, fine. We enjoy each other's company, but I can't commit right now, so... He trails, guys, dinner, calls Arya. We all sit down to eat, and I'm pleased that there is no awkwardness. The conversation flows naturally. So you two are mates? Asks Alpha Mary. Yes. I'm glad you didn't give in to your families warring and rejected each other. This is the beginning of a new era indeed. Two powerhouses coming together in marriage. Well, I'm yet to tell my family, but I will soon. I narrow my gaze on the plate as thoughts consume me. What happens if Arya is told to pick a side? I know how much she loves her family, and especially her. Brother, will she stand by me if push comes to shove? Anaiah's POV. Putting on my leather pants and sleeveless top, I throw a leather jacket over it and wear my hair up. This week has been honestly hard for me, and people don't know fully what happened, or the loss I went through. They expect me to smile and laugh like before, to work and interact, in short, to be their perfect Luna queen. I'm looking into the mirror, trying to smile, but I'm not feeling it as my muscles are protesting against it. I can do this. I can do this. I am not hurting at all. I'm a perfect Luna. Leandra walks out of my bathroom into the closet and kisses my temple. My mate does his best to cheer me up, and I try harder to make him think he's succeeding. He grabs my wrist just as I'm about to leave. I look up at him and he asks, "Are you sure you're okay?" I sigh and get my hand from him. I'm so fucking tired of everyone asking me that. I'm fine, stop treating me like an egg. I won't break. I snap. He seems to be taken back and tilts his head. Just leave me alone for a while. It's suffocating being hovered. I sigh. He raises his eyebrows in surprise, but murmurs, "Yay, fine," and goes back to another part of the closet. I take in a deep breath when I realize that the walls were shaking. Way to keep your calm, Anaiah. I tried to go to him but decide against it. I leave the house and ask Jake to take me to the North New Pack. They are putting Rosario to rest today. It should have been a week ago, but her brother delayed to arrive. Reaching Alpha Jacob's mansion, one of the maids directs me to the main room where everyone is. They are all dressed in smart black clothes. Arya gives the baby she was cradling to a nanny and approaches me, hugging me tightly. Thank you for coming, I know. Stop, please. I roll my eyes. Lately, my temper is out of control, and only because they treat me like fragile glass. I approach the others, and to my surprise, Alpha Mary is here too. I go to Jacob first. I'm sorry for your loss, Alpha Jacob, I tell him. He smiles half-heartedly at me and thank me. I approach Erickson and Alpha Mary. Erickson kisses my cheek in greeting, and Mary bows in respect. Next, I go to see the kids, and tears well in my eyes. I forgot how to breathe for a second there. They are perfect. Queen Anaiah, meet Chadwick, Erickson, and Rosario Jones, smiles Jacob. They are so pretty, and I kiss their tiny hands. Hi, triplets. My name is Anaiah, but you can call me Auntie, I say in a baby voice, making the elders chuckle. I greet Reese, Rosario's younger brother. He's charming, and I'm most glad that Arya and Jacob are there for him at this time. After the short introduction, we go to the burial site. There is already a large tombstone with the words, Rosario Michaels, a mother, a friend, and sister. You'll always be in our hearts. The speeches that everyone gave were touching, and when we went back home, we had a barbecue. Can we talk? I hear Erickson say. I nod and follow him into the other part of the garden. I follow Erickson to a huge white swing where we sit. We are silent for a while, but his eyes are fixed on me. I put my hands down on my lap, fidgeting a little. Erickson makes me feel like he's reading my soul, and I don't like that. I'm okay, I say. He gives me a tiny smile, but there is something else in his gaze, so I feel the need to justify myself. I swear, I'm all right, I repeat, this time convincingly. No, you're not. You lost someone dear to you, and it's okay not to be okay, he says gently. Your seer lied. My child won't be the great leader she foresaw because it's dead. I killed it. I feel tears in my eyes and I begin to cry again. He extends his hand and holds mine, squeezing it for comfort. I'm so sorry for your loss, beautiful Anaiah. Remember, the seer said your child will rule the supernatural. She didn't say which one, he reminds. We stay there for a long time. While I sniff softly, after I calm my erratic breaths, I smile and ask, So you and Alpha Mary, huh? I say quizzically. He chuckles and throws his head back. We are just developing as friends. Hopefully in a few months or years we will develop as something. YEARS? Yeah. Is he kidding me right now? No woman will wait for so long. We continue to discuss until we receive news that there was a rogue attack on the border between the Royal Pack and the North Pack. He gets up and stretches his hand to help me up. This is exactly what you need to unleash the anger you have bottled up. Leandra's POV. She's trying her best, but I can see through her. What do you expect? She was a mom. She embraced that part and it's hard, says my mother, drinking her coffee. The thing about motherhood is that you love the little pup in your belly, without even meeting him or her. You create this picture and a whole future for them. It's a little early, but she will get through this. Ever since we lost the baby, she's been distant. She works harder than usual, smiling and greeting people like all is well. And I fucking hate that she has to pretend with me as well. Don't rush her to healing. I'm not. I just don't want her to pretend with me, I growl, making people in the cafe look in my direction. I sigh and drink my tea. After discussing it with my parents, I go to the office, burying myself to work. The workload doubled after we lost 2 alphas and lunas at the seminar. We are relentlessly searching for the wizard, Amicus, but they have been futile. The door swings open and Danford walks in, excited. I squint my eyes. Why is he happy? What? I ask. We are going to Silver Moon Pack for business and the induction ceremony of their new alpha, he informs me. I've been dreading going to that pack, but we are required to go as law to witness his vows. I don't want to leave my mate. She hasn't been all right. Dan takes a seat on the sofa and lays on his back. Are you kidding me? She's doing so well and is receiving more praise than ever. People are lining up just to see or greet her. It's freaking insane, the adoration she's receiving. I know the people idolize their queen, and she has earned their respect because of her gentleness and kindness. But they don't know her as I do. She puts on such a good show for them. Can you just go to the Silver Moon without me? I ask. He nods, and we continue to discuss when I receive a distressing mind link from the border. I immediately get up and rush to the border. In 5 minutes, my Gamma and I reach the border, but find my mate dealing with the situation. Anaiah's POV. Reaching the border, we found rogues attacking our people. They were so many, and where did they come from? Anger bubbled in me when a rogue slashed a pack member with his claws. I noticed that they were slayers amongst them who had shifted. I thought they were all held at the facility to receive help. I shared a glance with Erickson, and he was conflicted by them as well. Enough. The earth shook beneath me with that command, and they all stopped. There was a silence as they all turned their malicious gaze on me. A few shifter slayers even smiled. They were still here for me. I told the men to fall back, and reluctantly they did. I stepped forward, with Erickson close. You're here for me? I asked in a cold tone. A huge bald man with a tattooed face stepped forward and smiled, showing me his yellow teeth. Yes, my lady, and Amicus won't stop these attacks until you come with us, he says in a thick accent. I cross my arms against my chest. I'm a queen, and a queen doesn't leave her territory to deal with irrelevant issues, I retort. Even if we continue to attack and kill your members, he says, pointing at the warrior on the ground. The Slayer's eyes are still on me, and he wants to see my reaction. If this wizard wants to see me, he knows where to find me. Royal Pack. There is a huge castle near the park. He can't miss. I smile tightly. He is infuriated, and he growled at me. Well, boys, we have our orders. Take her, he says, and the rogues all start to growl at once. I notice there are no bears today, and I wonder why. Could it be that he couldn't command them to attack? What about Princess Scarlet? I do hope my brother's mate is safe. Where do you find these rogues? I ask innocently. None of your business, princess, he sneers now. Are you coming to us, or must we kill them to get to you? My people immediately start to approach, but I stop them with my hand. This is my fight. I take off my leather jacket and pull my hair into a tight, high bun. You are here for me, so take me. I shrug my shoulders. He seems contradicted, not knowing what to do for a moment. Lunaiah, Erickson calls nervously. My eyes dart to him. And the warriors. They are ready for a fight. And from what I can see, they are not letting them come close to me. Don't approach the intruders. I'll deal with them. Is that clear? No one is responding to me. They are in turmoil. Their first instinct is to protect their Luna and Queen in whatever situation. And now I'm saying the opposite, making them at war with themselves. Am I clear? I growl, releasing my aura. Yes, Luna. One rogue jumps at me and I swings and hit his side, sending him flying against a nearby tree. I was feeling the adrenaline pumping through me. Unlike other supernaturals, my abilities have increased. I don't know if it's because of the anger I've been feeling lately. 3 rogues and a shifter slayer attack me at once, and I used my telekinesis to scatter them so that I can fight them well, while they pick themselves up, 2 raids. But they aren't fast or agile enough, as my speed is insane these days. I jump over them, and since they were in human form, I easily snap their necks and they fall on the ground while I land on the branch of the tallest tree. My warriors were impressed and gasping. They are watching the fight attentively like a soap opera. I kill them left and right. No one could land a blow on me, but one sneaky slayer digs its sharp canine in my flesh. It has me pinned to the ground, but doesn't make a move to kill me. I smile, so their orders are not to kill me. Anaiah, call Erickson worriedly and throw me a small metal that I shove in the neck of the slayer, pinning me down. Its blood gushes out and spills on my clothes. As I continue fighting the enemies, I feel more powerful than ever before. It is like tapping into my full strength, and I could use my telekinesis gift without being drained. A huge shifter slayer is running towards me at full speed, but I easily open a portal to hopefully hell, and he goes through with a howl. Claps from the warriors erupt, and soon I deplete the numbers of my attackers, leaving only one. The man who was speaking earlier. He is on the ground, groaning and moaning in excruciating pain. I step on his open injury, which is bleeding profusely. He stares at me with malice and anger in his eyes, however. I'm fazed by him. He is no one, a shifter made in a lab. He doesn't even have a scent. I won't kill you, I say slowly. I'll let you go so that you tell Amicus that I'll come for him and he'll pay for everything he did. Now, run, because if the warriors catch you, I won't stop them from killing you. The huge man was up in a second and bolted towards the forest. I knew that our people were already after him, in hopes to find out where he goes, and I hope that it is successful. The ground was filled with blood and dead bodies of the rogues and slayers. Heck, I was drenched in blood. I let out an exhilarating howl and laughed loudly. I'm sure I sounded like a fool to the people watching, but I don't care. After the fight, I feel free, like I'd gotten part of my revenge. The crowd starts to chatter and clap. I smile when my eyes meet Erickson. In my thrill, I ran to him and hug him. That was amazing, I shout. It felt wonderful. Thank you, I whisper. However, Erickson was frozen in his place, not hugging me back. I pull away, confused, and follow his gaze, only to see Leandre's murderous gaze on us. I open my mouth to say something, anything but decide against it. Burn the bodies, he tells the patrol guards and asks for a report. The patrol tells my mate what the slayer said, and he nods. Next time there is an attack at MY borders, you call me, he growls and leaves. I sigh and go after him. Leon, wait, I holler. He stops and looks at me without emotion. Fuck, he's pissed that I hugged Erickson. WHAT? I'm taken aback by Leon's tone for a moment, and I gasp. I reach for his hand, but he pulls back. Why are you here, Anna, and with Erickson? The warrior's mind linked me, and I happen to be Erickson, I tell him quietly. Leandra sighs and runs a hand in his hair. And why the fuck were you with that man in the first place, knowing goddamn well I don't want him close to you? Watch your tone. I'm not one of your men, I snap. He turns to walk away like he usually does when we are having a misunderstanding, but I follow. Where are you going? Away from you, Anna, he grits his teeth. Why are you upset with me? I was only trying to help, and I thought it was OUR border. You said we are equals, remember? He stops and turns around to face me. I'm not upset that you came here. I'm angry because you tell me to stay the fuck away from you. But here you are jumping into another man's arms. Am I the problem, Anna? Of course not. I'm quick to answer. You literally make up any excuse for me not to touch you. But here you are with Erickson, and who knows where you've been, he says. I understand that I haven't been the best to be around lately, but I'm just hurting, and seeing him hurts me more. Taking my silence as a yes, he sighs, and with pain in his gaze, he says, I'm going to the Silver Moon Pack for a few days, and when I'm back, I'll stay at the cabin for a while, he says. And I shake my head. Don't leave me, please. It's clear that being around me hurts you for now, and I never, ever want to see you hurting. That's why we should both clear our heads, he says. And my wolf howls in pain. I haven't been in contact with her since the loss. I look at my fingers, trying so hard to stop the tears that are about to fall. I nod, and he turns on his heels to walk away. I change into my wolf form and run into the forest. I relinquish full control to Shallow. I don't know how long I've been running, but I come to an abrupt stop when two shadows appear in front of me, but soon vanish. What was that? I try to sniff around, but I don't find a scent. Could it be that it was guards patrolling this area? I don't stick around to find out, so I go back to the castle as it was getting darker. Once there, I see Clara and beam at her. However, she doesn't smile back, and I squint my eyes. Is that fake smile supposed to make me feel assured you're all right? She asks. I throw my arms around her, and we stay in an embrace for some time. My darling child. We go into the house. We go straight to my room, and after putting on clothes, I join her in the salon. She's drinking her coffee while looking into her phone. She smiles when she sees me. Your Uncle Mike is obsessed with social media. I'm scared, she mutters, and I laugh. I spend the evening with Clara, just talking, and I feel good. I tell her what I've been feeling, and she advises me on how to handle the situation, and tells me to give it time. As we spoke, I was feeling so bad for how I treated my mate, and I promised myself to fix this with him. Beta Danford's POV. I was on my way to the Silver Moon Pack when Hunter, my inner Lycan, started to get excited. I wonder why. We have been here before, and I've been around some pretty fuckable Lycans. Was it the reason for his excitement? Maybe I haven't gotten laid in a month because we have been too busy. I drove faster, and as I approached the border, I noticed the petite brunette woman a few feet away. Bailey, the alpha's daughter. I got out of my jeep and she ran into my arms. Dan! I missed you, she purred. I couldn't wait any longer to be with her, and lifted her. She locked her legs around my torso, and I took her into the car. She was straddling me, and I pulled her skirt up and settled her properly on my hard erection. The Lycan starts to grind on me once she took in my full erections. As we fuck vigorously, the car is shaking violently, and her moans can be heard for miles. YESYESOHMY. I halt my movements and cup her face. At this fucking point, all the pack members will hear you. She kisses me deeply and looks into my eyes. I don't fucking care. Do you? Why? Scared that all those slutty Lycans will refute you? She asks. I grab her hips and start to move. She's not as loud anymore, thank the goddess. My inner Lycan is not happy that I'm fucking the alpha's daughter for some reason, but I ignore him, moving wilder for my release until I come. She pulls away with a scowl on her thin lips. What the fuck was that? She all but growls. Sorry. Couldn't hold it, I shrug, lifting her off me and pulling up my pants. I look into the rearview mirror and fix my hair. Bailey slaps my shoulder, and I turn my attention to her. Fuck this bitch. I smile and kiss her. I'm sorry, Bells, but I need to see your father ASAP. And maybe when the meeting is over, we can have a quick one. I wink and start the truck. She complains but nods. Bailey has been pestering me to take her as a chosen mate and will destroy any woman who comes 2 feet in front of me. But I can't take her as mine for any reason. She's not only a spoiled brat, but an empty head too. Even though she claims to love me, she loves my title as the king's beta more. Reaching the pack house, I get out of the car and get into the house with Bailey. Hunter is getting excited in my head as the smell of chocolate gets stronger. My legs are on autopilot as I go in the direction of the kitchen, but fucking Bailey grabs my hand. Beta Dan, that's the kitchen. My father is in his office. I shake my head, going in the direction she leads me. I find the alpha, Juan Potter, there, with one of his mistresses and son, Jason. A prick, by the way. They were buttering me too much and it made me cringe. Beta, we are honored to have you here at the Silver Moon Pack, and even elated that you are here for Jason's ceremony, he says. I nod. Unfortunately, the elders are not in the pack, so they moved the ceremony to next week. So, this week, we shall feast until the day of the ceremony. He cheers. After dinner, the celebrations begin, and I use this chance to search for the owner of the chocolate scent, when my king mind links me. I'm coming, he sounds pissed. I thought you were staying with the Luna. He waits for a moment before answering. Well, not anymore. I just need to be away for a few days. My eyes dart to the future alpha where he's making out with a slut under a tree. I thought your brother was mated. Bailey snorts and crosses her arms against the chest. He was to a low, filthy omega, but he rejected her. I feel a pinch in my heart and a strange wave of sensation hit me. I look back at Jason, but he has pulled the woman away. He seemed distraught and lost, his eyes searching for someone. Did she accept? I don't know why I want to know so badly, and I am hoping she did. The bitch didn't, and now he wants her, but she doesn't want him. Why didn't she accept it? I growl. Well, we don't know, but Jason rejected her in front of everyone. Embarrassing if you ask me. My eyes darken as I glare at the stupid swine. Why was I boiling with anger at the thought of that? It was none of my fucking business. Growling, I needed to shift. I went to the nearby forest and changed into Hunter. We ran through the forest, and when I receive a mind link to go to the border, I ran there and shifted back into my human form once I noted my king's car. Hay gets out of the car and throws me a pair of pants. Leandra looks bad. He has a bottle of whiskey in his hand. I shake my head and lean against his car. Tell me everything, bro, as he begins to walk me through what has been happening. I'm shocked. Queen Anaiah seems satisfied and does her job competently. And she was with Erickson? Yep. We continue to drink at the border before going to the pack house. I freeze at the door when the scent of chocolate hits me again, only stronger this time, and Hunter is going crazy in my mind, asking me to go look. What is it? Leon asks, cocking his head to the side. Can you smell that? I ask my best friend, and he takes a whiff of the scents, but nothing stands out. Brew. Chocolate, like the one Auntie Claire used to make us as kids, I tell him in excitement. The scent is all over the pack house, especially the kitchen and the main room. You, my friend, have found your mate. I look at him wide-eyed. My mate? I repeat silently. I stopped hoping for 1 year ago. After searching for so long in different packs, I assumed she was dead, but I was wrong. Now, I have a mate, and I can't wait to see her. We are shown to the suites by a cute little Omega girl. I lay on the bed, facing the ceiling. How do you feel? Leandre is leaning against the doorframe, a small smile on his lips. Nervous, I just didn't think I had one, so even when the smell of chocolate stood out, it didn't register it could be her. Let's go in search of her scent, he says, turning on his heels. I lazily follow him and we search for my mate's scent. It leads us somewhere in the laundry room, but I frown when we hear painful grunts come from there, and my heart clutched as I released a deafening growl. My eyes locked with the beautiful woman Bailey and her friend were brutally attacking, and Hunter growled one word. Mate. I was growling in anger as I uttered those words. Why was my mate lying in a pool of blood? And why were they laughing as they beat and cuss at her? Before I can approach, she kicks Bailey skillfully in the legs and falls on the ground, while the alpha's daughter shrieks. She gets over her, hitting her face. My mate is fiercely punching her while I watch, dazed. In my head, it is all in slow motion. My mate flaps her shiny blonde hair to look back at Bailey's friend, who is shrieking and calling for help. My mate gives her a devilish smile and gets off Bailey, and then grabs her other attacker by the neck and throws her across the room. Before I know what is happening, someone grabs her and hugs her tightly from behind in hopes to stop her from attacking the two girls who were hitting her. I growl, and they both stare at me. Mate, she breathes fuck, she adds. There is silence in the room. My mate is looking at me with her beautiful doe eyes, and I smile, however. Hunter growls menacingly when I notice Jason is holding her so closely against his chest. Mate, he growls again. Oh no, no, my mate mutters, her voice delicate and smooth. She mutters a few cusses in another language as she struggles to free herself from Jason's grasp. Let my mate go. I growl and my eyes glow a different color. Jason releases her and my mate walks out of the room, but I grab her hand and the tingles. I've heard from mated members of my pack erupt all over my arm and my inner Lycan howls. Where are you going, mate? I ask. She's my mate. An annoying voice across the room snarls. Jason's jaw is clenched like his fist. You're not my mate. You rejected me, she spats. Rhea, let's talk privately. I stare at my mate, so her name is Rhea. A name as lovely as her. No, she declares. Her eyes stare at me with blank emotion. Let me go. Beta? Her voice is cold towards me, and I whimper. Her eyes dart to Leandre, and she bows respectfully, like a true subject to her king. We watch her leave, me staring towards the stairs she disappeared to. King Leandre, we are pleased to. Save it, and tell me why your pack members were beating her before we came, Leon says in an alpha voice. My eyes finally trail down to Bailey. I forgot that she and her friend were cowering in fear in the corner. Well, King Leandre. Jason is stuttering, lost for words. Rhea can defend herself just fine from puerile bullying, he says. Alpha, your sister was beating a pack member and insulting her. Do you call that ignorant bullying? I all but growl, making them flinch. Damn, baby. That cunt bitch insulted me simply because I asked her to make me a drink. Bailey tries to come close to me, but I revolt against her. I don't ever want her close. Go to your mate. I'll deal with this alpha, says Leon. I nod and go in search of Rhea, but Bailey is on me like a leech. Baby, stop. That bitch can't be your mate, she screeches. I ignore her and follow my mate's scent, but just like before, it's everywhere. Where could she be? I ask Bailey. The alpha's daughter looks affronted by that. Damn, I'm the alpha's daughter. She's just a fucking Omega maid we took in. You can't be serious about accepting her. Oh, I am. That slut, I should have killed her before she can finish her sentence. I grab her in a chokehold, cutting her air supply. I tighten my grip slowly as I lift her in the air. Bailey is scratching my arm with her claws in. Hopes I let her go, but I don't. Dan, you'll kill me, she croaks. Please, let me go. Listen to me, Bailey. Henceforth, you will stop pestering me and stay far away from Rhea? Am I clear? Tears flow down her cheeks as she nods busily. I smile innocently and let her go, making her twist her ankle when she drops to the ground. I follow my mate's scent to the first floor down to a dark room corridor. I wonder if they can even keep someone here. Before I can knock, I hear sniffing, and I open the door. Rhea is staring in front of a small mirror, her upper body bare. My eyes are fixed on the purple bruises on her back. She growls at me, getting my attention from her scars to her angry gaze. She grabs a simple white shirt from a mattress and wears it. "Beta Dan!" Her voice is strained, but she does kick me out. That's a good start, I think. She goes to stand at the edge of the small bed while I glance around the room. It's small, and it only has a bed and desk where she keeps her cosmetics. Rhea's POV. I was shocked that I was given a second chance mate within a month of my rejection. Second chance mates are a rare blessing, and I can't believe I have one because I thought the goddess hated me. A few months ago, I was disappointed when I found out that my mate was the alpha's son, Jason. I hated Jason and his family to the core, which is why I was pleased when he rejected me, however. I didn't accept his rejection, because it will mean he knew my true identity and status. I couldn't reveal myself like that to my enemies without a proper plan and backup. I've endured a month of pain when he fucks other girls all for my cause. My second chance mate was now standing in front of me, exuding an intimidating aura that makes me almost cower. But I'm stronger than that. "Hey, you," I sigh. His eyes soften and it takes my breath away. But I don't want a mate now. I don't want to be distracted from my objective now. Beta Dan walks closer to me and I take a step back. I don't want him close. His scent alone is enough to want me to jump his bones. How is this possible? I know how strong the mate bond is, but this is on another higher level. It hasn't been like this with Jason. I sit on my small, single bed, placing my hands on my lap. He approaches me and sits next to me. "Hi, Rhea. Elated to finally find you." Rhea's POV. Beta Danford. I rehearse his name on my tongue again. My mate was none other than the powerful Lycan Beta, the king's right hand. He is known for his strength and voice of reason for the king, as rumor has it that he's an irrational man. But unfortunately for me, he's a man-whore who fucks my nemesis, Bailey. "You know me." His voice is sexy. "You are Bailey's fuck buddy," I say, a strange bitterness on my tongue as I emit the words. Bailey has been bitching and bullying me ever since I was young. It's not like I can't fight back or anything, but she is the alpha's daughter, and whenever I retaliated as I did earlier, they punish me severally for it. She's not. It's not. Beta Danford is stuttering, at a loss for words. "You don't explain yourself. You don't have to. I don't need another mate, so go ahead and reject me." "I don't want to reject you." Rhea, my name sounded smooth on his tongue, and my inner Lycan howls in bliss. She's already in love with Hunter. His huge hand reaches up to stroke my hair gently and he smiles. I almost drop dead. He has the nicest smile I've ever seen. "We can't be together," I say, withdrawing from him. "Why? Is it because you're in love with that swine, Jason?" He growls, and I chuckle softly. He seems surprised, and I narrow my gaze. "You laugh. I hate Jason." I tell him. I also call him swine. But not to his face, of course. Beta Danford stands up and extends his hand to me. I look at him questioningly. "Take a walk with me in the garden and give me your reasons for rejecting me and not the swine Jason." I don't take his hand. I just stand up and walk before him. We are out in the garden and the sky has never been clear as it is tonight. The moon is full and I bask in the power it gives us. "Let's start by why you haven't accepted his rejection," he says. "Because I'll have you reveal who I am to them." "And just who are you?" "Exactly, my lady. I'm an Alvarez. My name is Rihanna Alvarez, Beta Danford's POV. She is an Alvarez, the original heir to the Silver Moon pack. Long ago, Juan Potter challenged the alpha of this pack, but he lost. He returned a few months later and attacked and killed the alpha. Alpha Juan Potter was supposed to be persecuted by the council, but he had a great defense and was found innocent. "How are you alive?" I ask. Relief flooded me that she survived the slaughter of her family and that she was my mate. I wanted to kiss her and just kneel to thank the moon goddess that she is alive. My mother hid me away during the fight, and when it was over, my father's former gamma, Makai, was supposed to send me away from the pack into hiding. But we were caught, and I told them that I'm an Omega's daughter who served the previous Luna. That's how I'm here. I scrutinize her, amazed. I am sure that she was barely a teenager at that time, but she lied to save her precious life. Ria inhales. They made me a maid, and I did all the chores. They beat and abused me because, believe it or not, the Potters hate Omegas and anyone who worked for my parents. I was growling in anger as she spoke about the abuse she suffered. What about the surviving pack members? Don't they know you're an Alvarez? I ask. Surely they recognize her. Only high-ranking members know my identity, and they've kept it a secret, she informs me. I felt for her and all the shit she's been through. I don't know if she notices, but we are holding hands and I am about to explode with all the emotions I didn't know I could ever experience. So you haven't accepted him because it will mean revealing your identity? Yep. Well, you need to accept his rejection because I can't bear the fact that you partially belong to him as well, I tell her. She opens her mouth to protest, but I capture her for a long, tantalizing kiss. Never in my life did I think kissing someone would feel this amazing. My tongue explored her sweet mouth gently, and I beam when she moves her tongue. Our kiss was sweet, but she doesn't allow me to dominate her for too long. She was an alpha. I grip her neck and pull her closer to me. I want us to be engraved as one. I was thriving, and when she moaned, my dick hardened in my pants. We pull apart due to the lack of air, and damn, I fucking whimper. She doesn't understand what she did to me. I was looking at her like water in the Sahara Desert. How did I miss her when I'd been coming here for years? I can't do this, Beta Danford, she says, and runs back into the pack house. I run a hand through my hair and turn around, only to find my king and queen. I can tell the tension radiating off them even from here. They are fighting. This can't be good. I put on a huge smile as I approach, but deep down, I am hurting that my mate doesn't want me. Hey guys, Luna, I didn't know you were joining us here, I say. Now I regret my decision, she spats, glaring at her mate. I didn't tell you to come, Anna. And why are you here this late? Says Leandra, crossing his arms against his chest. Oh, goddess, I'm going to need a drink for this. Can we talk over a beer? I really can use one, I ask. Me too, they answer in unison. We go to a bar in town and order cold beers. So you found your mate, smiles Anaiah, looking genuinely happy for me. Yep, and she's rejecting me, I inform them. No, why? I walk them through everything that has happened, and on the 5th or 6th beer, Anaiah slams her palm against the table. No, she can't reject you. I have to talk to her. Why is she rejecting you again? Asks Leandra. Because of her identity, and one of them is that I'm a whore. I mean, was, but that was before I met her. But now that she's of age, she can easily challenge the alpha back for the title. She is the rightful heir, says Leandra, and I narrow my gaze on him. How did that slip my mind? If the elders are keeping her real identity secret, it might mean that they hope to get back the control of their pack from the Potter family to its rightful one. I'll have to talk to her about it. Maybe once she accepts that swine's rejection, she can think about starting anew with me. I smile to myself. Anaiah's POV. I was hoping that if I came here and apologized to Leandra for my rude behavior, it will calm things between us. But no, he doesn't want to talk or look at me. After Dan excuses himself to get the air out of the bar, I stare at my mate. He is drinking, ignoring my existence. Aren't you going to say a word to me? I snap. He shakes his head and takes gulps of his drink. He's looking at everyone in the bar but me. I'm sorry, Leon. Nothing to be sorry about. I get that you're still hurting, he says, but his tone says otherwise. He is still jealous that I hugged Erickson. It was just an innocent hug. It's more than that. I've learned that you've been getting closer and you confide in him lately, he says, looking at me now. I get up from my chair and get on his lap. He doesn't wrap his arms around my waist as he would. I've been hurting, but I didn't want to let you know or continue blaming yourself because, Leon, I know you do when you see me unhappy. Our bond makes it so that we can read through our mates' emotions, not only when they permit and take down the block, but when they are vulnerable. I've heard him startle awake in his sleep or dream about the incident. I just don't want you to walk on eggshells around me, I say. We continue to talk and drink, and I'm feeling so much better. I smile at the end of our talk and kiss his lips softly. He kisses my collarbone and I shudder, making a warm chill goes down my body. Have you smoked out a bong before? He asks. I shake my head. I've never even smoked before. He orders a waiter to bring a bong that we try to smoke out of, but I'm choking. Why do you do that? I cough. He stands up and takes my hand in his as we leave the bar. Reaching the Silver Moon Pack house, we go straight to the guest room. He closes the door behind him and carries me. I squeal, as I wasn't expecting that. I wrap my legs around him as he kisses my body. He gently puts me on the sheets and hovers over me. Leon kisses me from head to toe, worshipping my body like a great art. I was moaning and breathing erratically at this point. My hips arc up as he sucks my pussy. Oh, fuck. I almost forgot how talented he is with that tongue of his. My fingers play in his hair and his thrusts get more savage. Oh, baby, you taste so good, he moans as he licks my cum. He appears over my face with a huge grin, kissing me and letting me taste myself. He presses his hard erection on my entrance and thrusts in me slowly and gently. I am moaning softly and under him. I move my hips. On. Nan. He my name in ecstasy. His hand is around my neck as he pounds into my core. I love you always, Anaiah. He was saying the words like a favorite song stuck in his head. And I wanted to hear it more than anything. I love you. I love you so much. My Anna, my claws extended, and I was scratching his back, my fingers curled against the sheets. Pure bliss overtook my senses. I was at the edge, and I bite his mark as I come undone. He keeps pumping in me, killing me with all his love and worship. We were one with my mate again, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You're so good, babe. I don't know how I closed my eyes to sleep, but I did with him still inside me. Warmness surrounded me as he held me close. Leandre's POV. I kissed her over again, worshipping her like the divinity she is, my goddess. I'm glad that she came here and we talked. I hold her close to me and kiss her. As soon as I close my eyes to sleep, I have the worst dream. I'm in the middle of a battlefield. The ground is full of dead bodies of people I knew. My people. Rogues and slayers are attacking left and right, and a man whose face is burnt and wearing a black ensemble is standing tall on a cliff as he watches the chaos. Amicus. He is holding my mate and sister on either side. I run towards them while he laughs coldly, enjoying my despair as I scream. And just like that, he slits my sister's throat. Arya's teary gaze tormented me for a long time that I lost sight of my mate for a second. Mate, Saga growls. I dart my gaze at Anna just as he kicks her off the cliff with his feet. I could hear the screams in my ears above the wizard's laughter. I scream, but my mate is gone. Dad, where's Mommy? The scene changed to a clearing, and my clothes still had blood. I frantically looked around, and a tall shadow is standing behind me. I feel dark power surround me, and a chill goes down my spine. I spin around and growl, charging at the wizard and ready to rip him to shreds. But I pass through him. He is a projection of himself. He clicks his fingers, and we are back on the battlefield. I was once again standing at the bottom of the high cliff, watching as he had my mate and sister on their knees. They were crying for me to save them. I begin to climb up, this time at lightning speed, but just like before, I'm only halfway through when he slits Arya's throat and pushes Anna off the cliff. I scream louder when I hear the desperate little voice again. I was determined to get to him in my anger, but again, he flicked his wrist, and we were in the clearing. The event kept on repeating to me, but some occurrences were clear. My men were dying. I saw Dan's mate crying over his body, and Alpha Jacob was trying to wake his brother, but Erickson was unresponsive. Enrique held a woman for dear life and begged her not to leave him again. But she wasn't going to make it with all that blood and injuries in her chest. Mom, Dad, Dennis, and Jake are gone. I'm running after the man, but like the last 10 times, I don't get to them. The little boy's voice is more anguished as he asks about his mommy. If I don't get her, this is what I'll do to your people. I'm suddenly back at the castle. I am in a child's room. Daddy? Where's Mommy? I turn around to see a beautiful boy with sapphire blue eyes in front of me. He's about 4 years old with mixed features of Anaiah and me. He is my son, ours. I love him dearly. Tears well in my eyes as I kneel in front of him. Daddy, where's my mommy and auntie? I shake my head, and he seems to understand what is going on. His eyes water with tears, and he brings his little fingers to his eyes, rubbing them. A few kids come out too, and I'm confused as to who they are. They called me Uncle. Who are these kids? One by one, the kids start to cough out blood and choke painfully. No, I beg with tears in my eyes. The kids are crying and holding their necks. Something is asphyxiating them. No, please. I begged. I couldn't recognize my voice. I kept on repeating the words no until my throat dried. Leon. My mate is shaking me. I get startled out of my dream. She is straddling me and cupping my cheeks. And worry is grazing as she tries to calm me. Getting back to reality, I wrap my arms around her in a tight hug. Breathe, my love, breathe. She soothes gently. We spend a few days in an embrace. I needed her closer to me, and she let me hold her for a long time. The nightmare replayed in my head. It was so real. I pull away from her and kiss her lips tenderly. Leon, you were screaming in your sleep. I caress her, wanting to feel her close. Baby, talk to me. You are sweating and panting. Her voice is gentle. It calms me, but I don't want to talk right now. I want to forget the dream I had. I get over her and slip my dick into her tight pussy. She doesn't move for a while. I kiss her open neck as she likes, making her purr. Baby, move with me, I whisper. I feel her hands against my neck as she slowly rotates her hips against me. I grunt as I push in and out of her fiercely. Making love to her doesn't get old. She's as tight as the first day. So fucking tight, I kiss her face over again and just marvel at this moment. Anaiah understands that I need this. She hovers over me and fucks my brains out for the rest of the night. We sigh when we come and she lays her head on my chest. His fingers are sultry, caressing my chest. Baby, do you want to tell me what happened in your dream? I am worried it was just a terrible dream that will never come true, I declare, kissing the top of her head. She doesn't pursue the issue any further. Beta Danford's POV. The next day, I woke up refreshed and excited. It was going to be a good day. The whole pack house was at the breakfast, and I am happy to announce that my king and Luna are doing very well. We were at the high table waiting for breakfast when her intoxicating scent invaded my mind. My eyes searched the room, and there she was, serving the Alpha's daughter, Bailey, and her friends. I didn't like that she was waiting on everyone, and Bailey was making sardonic comments about her, and I wanted to go to them to react. But Queen Anaiah held my hand. She stands up and approaches my mate with a smile on her face. Bailey and her group all get on their feet, bowing low. The Luna ignores the fake girls and turns to Rhea with a kind smile. "Hi, Rhea. My name is Anaiah, and I'm Dan's friend," she says, extending her hand towards her. My mate was overwhelmed and shy at the attention she was receiving. They are chattering as to why the queen is talking to a mere Omega. "Please join us at our table, Rhea," she insists. While my mate ponders, searching for something, Bailey jumps between them. "Hello, Queen Anaiah. My name is Bailey, the Alpha's daughter. I wanted to pay my respect. Unlike Rhea over here, I'd never even think twice to turn you down." Anaiah's gaze lazily moved to Bailey. The silence is so embarrassing for her. And pack members who were watching are laughing at the Alpha's daughter, seeming like Bailey isn't too popular with the folk around. "No, Bailey. I was asking Rhea, Beta Danford's mate." Her voice was calm as she said those words, and gasps erupt throughout the room. Rhea looked around worriedly, and her eyes locked with a middle-aged man in the crowd. A growl sounded in my throat. But the man and most folks on his table were filled with relief, something that resembled hope. The men were higher ranking, I could tell from their aura and the table they sat at. Rhea's eyes shone and glared at Bailey. She had a satisfied look in her gaze. "I'd be honored to join you, Queen Anaiah." "What? She's not even a ranked member." "She can't dine in this room, and especially with the highest hierarchy among Lycans." Bailey was hysterically screaming. "Enough. Someone please get her out of here," ordered the king. Immediately 2 guards came to get her from the scene. Alpha Juan Potter and his son, Jason, came in just as they dragged his daughter away. He was in utter confusion, but when his eyes landed on our table, they both seemed to understand what was going on. Jason locked gazes with Rhea, who seemed to enjoy pissing him off, and he growled, "Rhea." He was coming to us, and I stood up, ready to put him in his place, but his father held his shoulder. They were mind-linking, and the crowd was still buzzing with questions. Jason angrily calmed down and approached our table. The Alpha's gaze moved from mine to Rhea. I dared look at Rhea, and she was glaring at Potter. "Good morning, King Leandra, Queen Anaiah, and Beta Danford. It's an honor to have you in our pack. Please feel at home." We all nodded to acknowledge him and turned to Rhett. "Shouldn't you be serving, my dear?" He faked a smile. My mate almost stood up, but I held her thigh, telling her not to move. "My mate won't be serving or cleaning after anyone in this pack. So find other ones that you'll pay this time," I growled. Jason clenched his fist and was ready to attack me. I sized him up with my eyes. He was an alpha, but I was more powerful than him. Heck, I was better than most alphas in the realm. He knew that, hence he only smiled. "Rhea is still my mate." "That you rejected." Alpha Anaiah is quick to jump in. I bet this was reminding her of the time she was rejected as well. "We should talk privately," said the Alpha. "I agree," I concurred. After eating breakfast, we headed to a conference room. King Leandra took the head of the table, and we situated ourselves in the rest of the seats. Rhea's POV. After breakfast, I went to my room, thinking about what happened in the dining area. A smile makes a way on my lips when I think of how kind Queen Anaiah was to me, despite our different statuses. She was gracious, and even low-key embarrassed Bailey, who always want to be the center of attention. And my mate, oh my mate. He's so thoughtful and nice. He kept asking if I was all right while we ate and tried to involve me in their conversation. The king is another story. He wasn't vexed, but he wasn't too friendly either. He has an intimidating aura that makes him unapproachable, like ice or fire different from his mate. Queen Anaiah nullifies his aura and makes it calm. The door to my room opens and I immediately get on my feet, bowing my head low to Queen Anaiah. "You'll hurt your neck if it stays in that position too long," she says in a delicate voice. I slowly lift my gaze to look at her, and she smiles. I've never been this close one-on-one. She has a fragrance that suited her. Like water lilies. She sighs and gazes into the room, frowning. "I was you about a year ago," she says, sitting on the bed. "We've all heard about the story of a rejected Omega girl who killed an alpha for molesting her, and the entire pack shunned and abused her. King Leandra was her saving grace. He accepted and treated her like a deity over his life. She rose to the challenge and became the people's favorite queen. Why don't you want to accept the beta as your mate?" I was hesitant to answer her question. I am attracted to him, and he seems like a good guy. But as I said, I'll never get over the fact that he's a man-whore who's slept his way through packs. I just can't. "Is it because of your plans to take over your father's pack?" she asks. I squint my eyebrows. How did she know that I'm devising a plan to take back my father's pack? Then I realized that Beta Danford must have told her since I mentioned bits of it. I'm just insecure that I trail, feeling shame. "You're not good enough, or that he will leave you once he tires of you." She was reading my mind. "Yes. Well, let me break it to you, sweetie. That will never happen. Your mate will love you right, and if you are planning to take over the pack, you'll need the support of your mate. Behind him comes the Royal Lycan pack. But that shouldn't be the reason to accept him, because I know Danford, he's a good man. He'll stay by your side whatever decision you make." I was contemplating her words. I had a mate, and he rejected me. "That man isn't yours. The moon goddess blessed you with another before you even accept Alpha Jason's rejection. That must say something right. All I'm saying is that give Dan a chance." She puts a hand over mine and looks me in the eyes. "We discuss this a bit before I make the final decision. I think need to do something, Luna. Can you escort me?" Beta Danford's POV. So we have a situation on our hands, and that is about Rhea, Jason, and Beta Danford, Juan says. Rhea is yet to accept his rejection, making her his. I almost laughed at this bullshit. Why would the moon goddess give her another mate if she belonged to him? "He rejected her, and the moon mother gave her another her," says Leandre. He is glaring at Jason, making the alpha's son cower in his seat. "Well, she didn't accept my son, for whatever reason. My son wants her back, and now is willing to take back his rejection," the alpha says. "No, that's not happening, and I won't let her go." I beg to differ, glaring at Jason now. "I'm taking back my rejection, and I'm making Luna of my pack." I stand up and rush to his side. Holding him by the neck, he lands a blow on my cheek. But I don't let go. His strength is failing him, and it was at a disadvantage that he was shorter than me by a few inches. "Let him go. You'll kill him." King Leandra sighs lazily, but he didn't make a move to pacify my anger. The door opens just as I let Jason down, and my mate walks in. She was looking fierce and so damn hot. "Rhea," I breathe. She didn't acknowledge my presence, and it made me shrink. I noticed part of her lip was cut. Was she in a fight? "What are you doing here?" Spat Potter and I growl at the tone he used on her. He visibly flinches back. Ria's eyes wander to Anaiah, and they seem to have a silent conversation. She places her hand on her chest and raises one. I, Rana Alvarez, accept your rejection. Jason Potter. No. Please, please. And oh. Jason clutched his chest in pain, and Alpha Juan stood from his seat, along with his beta. What do you mean, Rihanna Alvarez? Potter's beta growls. At this point, no one cared about Jason, who was grunting in pain on the floor. Yes, my name is Rihanna Alvarez, first daughter of Kennedy and Rochelle Alvarez, and the only surviving heir to the Silver Moon Pack. My mate exuded confidence when she spoke, and I swelled with love and pridefulness. The pride I didn't think I'd feel for a woman, ever. Impossible. The Alvarez family is dead, and their heir was. Realization dawns on their faces. I asked the Gamma to execute the heir. The Alpha charges on Ria. And if I would have been a second too late, he would have killed her. I kick him in the stomach, and he goes flying to the tall window, making it crack. The beta lunges at me this time, but with a flicker of her hand, Anaiah uses her abilities to push him against the wall by an invisible force. Don't dare, growls Leon, getting out of his seat. I wrap my arms around her petite body and kiss her hair. She lets me, and I breathe a sigh of relief. Ria's POV. I was at the riverbank, watching the sunset to welcome the new moon. It's my favorite pastime. I feel a presence behind me, but I don't turn to look, knowing exactly who it is, by the way. My heart flutters in my chest. Beta Danford has been relentless in pursuing me and showing me that he is the right man for me. But I don't give him the time and day, as I have to prepare for the fight coming in the next month with the Alpha. At least he has agreed to back off me for now, as we both prepare and get ready for the fight. The people of the pack have shown me their support, and it's overwhelming. I didn't know just how many people hated Juan Potter. Hey, he sits next to me. I bow in response to acknowledge him. Even though I'm Alpha by blood, he is still of a higher ranking because of his title of the King's Hand. He is quietly watching the horizon, and I take this time to look at him. I've seen good-looking guys before, but never like him. Beta Danford is tall, with an athletic body and a face perfectly, with high cheekbones and full, sexy lips. And his eyes. Gosh, I can get lost. Done gawking? His husky voice speaks, and I turn my face away in shame. He chuckles. You can stare, sweetheart. All this is yours. He motions his perfect hair down to his muscular legs. I only roll my eyes. Dan gets up and gives me his hand. I stare at it blankly. The cold breeze is getting unpleasant out here. Let's go before you catch a cold. I nod after contemplating. I take his hand for support, but I gasp at the tingles that jut through my body. Goddess, I didn't know I'd ever feel this way. Ever, he beams. Really, why not? Because at the age of 25, I haven't found my mate yet. I thought I wasn't blessed with one, or that she died, he tells me. I watch him dazed as he talks about mates, and my eyes dart to his delicious lips. All I want to do is kiss him so badly, and before I can stop myself and reason, I grab his shirt and stand on my tiptoes, kissing him intensely. Fuck. He doesn't move, but I continue to do so and enjoy it until he follows my lead. He immediately dominates the kiss, and I moan in his mouth, causing me to blush. Our bodies are so close, and he lifts my leg. His erection is poking my thigh, and I throw my head back as he ravishes my neck with wet kisses. My mind fogged with lust and my skin burned for him. I wanted his hands to venture down my unclaimed territory, but I had to wait. Oh, God, he murmurs. I was embarrassed when we pulled away. He was looking at me with pitch-black eyes that were full of desire for me. He wanted me, and I did as well. But I had to think straight. I have to get to know him first and don't rush into a relationship with him. I place my palms on his chest. That was intense. Beta Dan, I've been through hell the last few years, and I'm not mentally or physically ready, so please, let's take it slow, I managed to say. He nods his head. I get it, and I'll wait as long as possible. Reaching the pack house, we go straight to the dining area. Everyone is looking at me, and like a few days before, I sit at the king and queen's table with Dan. I can feel glares from Bailey and Jason directed my way, and since I'm petty sometimes, I hold Danford's hand. My eyes meet with Mackay, and he nods to me with a tiny smile before he continues to eat. He is one of the people heading the removal of Juan Potter as Alpha. Getting in my sit at the table, I greet the queen, and as usual, is pleasant to me, and asks how my day was, or if anyone is causing me trouble. I turn to the king, bowing, and he nods. After dinner, I go to the bedroom and lie on my bed, my thoughts drifting to Dan before I close my eyes. Soon, I feel his scent over my room, and I smile. Leandre's POV. We have been in the Silver Moon Pack for days, and in those days, Potter has tried twice to kill Rhea Alvarez. First was food poison, and the other was he sent someone to stab her. Both times, she survived, and the Alpha Council discussed the issue and decided that they should duel for the leadership position. At first, we wanted Rhea to leave the pack and join the Royal Pack, since she's mated to Dan, but she's adamant on not leaving her father's pack and getting it back from the clutches of Juan Potter. And after a thorough investigation, we learned that Alpha Potter mistreats members and denies services to old members of the pack, accusing them of being disloyal. Rhea has elders who are loyal to her family's name and will stand by her. "Hi, baby," greets my lovely mate as she walks into the room. She and Rhea have been training hard, and she says she's quite an impressive fighter. "Hi, my love. How was training today?" "Fine. How's work going?" "Exhausting." She extends her hand towards me, and I take it. "The weather is amazing outside. Let's go for a walk, shall we?" I smile and follow her lead. We are in the vast forest and walking hand in hand as we talk. The weather is indeed fine today, and I am enjoying it with Anna. She's been in a better mood, and I can feel her wolf connecting to mine again. "Have you talked to Arya?" she suddenly asks, and I narrow my gaze. "About?" She bites her bottom lip, and I stop talking. She is nervous now, looking for words. "Is there something you're not telling me, love?" "What? Me?" She chuckles nervously. "Yeah. Are you and Arya hiding something from me? Because she avoids me like a plague. And I can't have her on phone for more than a minute, I wonder. Anaiah knows something, and she's not telling me. Something is happening in her life, and it's not my place to tell. And when she does tell you, please be understanding of her situation," she tells me, and I furrow my eyebrows. I only nod, respecting her decision, and continue our walk. I suddenly stop in my tracks when I see a cliff kilometers away. It's almost like the one I saw in my dream, and it replays in my head. I try to clear my mind of the negativity and gloom, and focus on the voice of my mate. "Baby, get back to me." She cups my cheek. I concentrate on her and kiss her lips softly, but she steps away from me. "We need to talk about what you see in your dreams lately. You wake up heaving, and don't avoid my questions with sex. It's not going to work," she says. I don't want to tell her anything because I don't want her to worry. "So we are not going to have sex?" "No, not even a quickie," I pressed. She giggles sweetly. "A quickie turns into a long one with you." I hold her hand and continue on our walk. However, she has not forgotten the topic. "Tell me what has been going on, Leon." "I've been having the same dream for days now, and it's fucking dreadful." "A dream where you die," I whisper. Just thinking about it makes me crazy. Anna has a faraway look in her eyes. "Baby, I'm not leaving you anytime soon. Please, just don't focus all your energy on those bad things. We shall catch or attack Amicus before he brings war to us. She is convinced, and I find her fucking sexy. Her cheeks flush red, and I smile at her embarrassment, even after being together this long. I manage to make her blush and her heart skip. I think we should go back to the royal pack and come back for the fight. I don't think Dan will agree to leave Rhea. She sighs. He'll stay and help her train. Anaiah's POV. Agatha decided to reveal herself to me after begging for weeks, and I was stunned by her delicate and natural beauty. She has a childlike personality. She's curious about everything and wears floral dresses. One can say she's animated with her beautiful creamy skin and soft features. I was thinking since you haven't visited the city, you should come, I tell her. She frowns, making her look so cute. It's not like I haven't been. I just don't remember being there. She shrugs, lying her head on my lap. I stroke her silk hair gently. Agatha, which part of your life do you remember? I ask. She doesn't remember a great deal about her life, and maybe they just erased it. Witches can do that with magic. I just remember waking up one day and didn't remember. Have you asked your mother why? And have you tried using a spell to bring you memories? I ask slowly. According to my mother, it can't work, but I don't know if I want to remember. Why don't you? A bad couple abducted me. She found me years later and confronted them, however. This escalated and I fell. I woke up with no memory. Is the place near Warbear territory? I ask, looking around. The forest is full of a unique type of mukuni and willow trees, and I can hear the waves of water close by. Yes, it's my favorite place. I hate the castle, she tells me. Why, Scarlet? My heart skips and I inhale. Who's Scarlet? Pretending not to know the Werewolf princess. They Werewolf princess. They usually torture her to command her armies, and it's painful to hear, she informs me. My mind wanders to Enrique immediately. They are mates. With his gift? Does he hear it too? Then why can't you help her escape? I ask her. And anger Amicus? No, he's a monster and will kill my mother and me. He doesn't have to know that you are the one who helped her. All you need to do is let her out of the castle and she'll find her way out. I could do that, but I doubt Princess Scarlet would even accept to leave because her people are there. And she had an opportunity to escape, but didn't. Amicus would probably take out his anger on the pack members, and as a leader, her instincts won't let her abandon her pack. Which part of the north are you exactly? I ask. She gets in a sitting position. Are we friends, or are you just using me to give you our location? Interpreting my silence, she scowls at me. I thought we were friends. I look her in the eyes, being honest. Agatha, I would like you to be my friend, but your master is killing my people every day in hopes to get me and kill me. She nods, and I see tears in her eyes. I sigh and open my mouth to tell her that I need her help. But I'm awakened. My mate was watching me intently. I extended my hand to him, and he came onto the bed. Remember what I told you about a witch visiting me in my dreams? I tell him everything that has been happening, and he holds me tighter and kisses my lips sweetly. I know that he is worried that we are unable to find Amicus' location, but we shall. I have a feeling that Agatha will help. Bailey's POV. No, no, no. That cunt won't have him. Beta Danford is mine and only mine. I will not allow that rogue to get him from me. I'm seething in anger and jealousy as I watch him with Rhea. They are talking and the little bitch is blushing. Tears were rolling down my cheeks, and I grit my teeth in anger. How can anyone believe that she is an Alvarez Lycan Alpha, one of the most powerful Lycans to ever live? My father managed to kill him because he attacked his Luna, which left him vulnerable. I glare at the little cunt. She is nothing special. I wonder why Dan and my brother are pining over her. I admit she is beautiful, but not on my level. That is why I have to get rid of her as soon as possible. But for now, I have to create chaos between her and Dan. Shall we? Says Danford. He was even training her for the duel about to come. I watched them train and fight fiercely. Rhea was quite good in combat. I flipped my hair and went away to the spa for a day of relaxation with my girls. We did everything, and I waxed myself for the beta tonight. I am planning on offering myself to him tonight and marking him. Reaching my pack house, I went straight to my room, but I was surprised to find my brother there. He had a sinister smile on his lips as he looked down at my shopping bags. "What are you doing here, Jace?" I ask, crossing my arms against my chest. "Just last night, he and Dad insulted me for failing to keep the beta to my side." He smiles and stands in the corner. He wants something. "Well, I'm here to ask what your plans are with the beta. Are you just going to let him be after he embarrassed you and chose Rhea?" The fucker was pushing my buttons. I have been humiliated in my attempts to get him back, but no more. Once he sees me naked on his bed, he will forget about that pathetic bitch and fuck me. Rhea will reject him instantly once she learns about my devious plan. "Get out, Jason," I order, looking through what I got. My big brother sighs. "I'm sorry for denigrating you yesterday. I was pissed because I saw my mate being all cuddly with that fucking beta." "She's not your mate. You rejected her, remember?" I remind him brutally. He looks hurt, but it's the truth. If he thinks that low-life bitch will take him back after the shit he and the torture he put her through, then my mom is right about him. He's as fucked up and dumb as our father. "I love her and it hurts," he confesses. I narrow my gaze on my brother in pity. Damn fucking Rhea. What's impressive about her? I should have killed her in 10th grade when I had the chance. I'll try out something to seduce Danford. And if it works, we'll both get what we want. Jason's face immediately lights up, and he smirks. Something evil probably brewing in his fucked up mind. "All the best. Fuck, I can't wait to have Rhea in my arms and punish her for rejecting me," he mutters, exiting my room.